You're gonna watch me go live. Hello. I meant to do games with my brother tonight, but it's too late, and I don't want to be up as long as I was last time I did this. But I did promise I would come back with part 2, and when I make a promise, I'm not lying. I'm being honest. For anyone who wants to ask about what's going on with me right now, I don't know where this came from. Wearing cute little top. I have donut pants. I don't know if this is exactly what I wore last time. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It generally could be. But I just finished my skincare. If you can't tell, I have a collagen Medicube face mask. It's a very thin layer on my skin. Normally my skin starts to get a little annoyed with it after like an hour. So what I do is I put it on. I try to let my skin absorb as much as it needs, and then I take a little wet cloth and I just dab it off. I did travel it down my neck too. It's on the tops of my hands. Also, I got burnt really bad at my job. I need Aquaphor. But this one is gonna be a lot more calmer and a little different because we are going to be um going through everything. Like I am planning on selling clothes. So my plan is to take everything off that door and I'm gonna grab one hanger, I'm gonna hang it down, and I'm gonna move the mirror. But yeah, I did promise there would be a part 2. But since that video, a lot, and I mean a lot has changed because I have come to conclusions that were not the conclusions I originally had. And I'm mostly just here because you guys literally get to upfront see me have my process and go through this religious thing and everything. I need to put my Ethernet back in the wall because we're working on Wi-Fi right now. We don't want that. Okay, it's working. Oh, and my face thing chose to come off. So we're gonna actually put the Wicked Glinda thing back on. Because I don't care. I can look bald. I look good bald. Okay. Wowza. So we're already back. Got my water. Drink more water. That really helped. Like, during the week, I was dealing with a lot of, like, the not being able to think about stuff properly. I wasn't drinking enough water. Which is why I've come to a lot of the conclusions I've come to now. For anyone who wants to see my stickers, we have Pickle Slut. We have Never Stop Looking Up, which I really find it intriguing that the moon has peeled. Because see, it's right there. But like the moon is gone away. So like the new moon, it could represent the new moon. Because that's also the phase of the moon tonight. It's in this one. Reminder, true love is being in a healthy relationship, which has respect boundaries, feel safe with each other, practice consent, like the little sweethearts. We have normalized not being liked by everyone, which I should really take my own advice. The Kindle, which is a little tarot card sticker. I thought that was funny, which also it is the Emperor, because it's 4 in Roman numerals. And we have cute little cozy girl, diamond, unicorn donut, flowers. My bi-fi signal is strong, right? Yeah, my bi-fi, because I'm bi. And I just really like that little bun bun. My little bun bun right there. But yeah, they are all peeling up. And oh, we also have these. So we wherever I put it, I actually have another one now. Now this is what I want my hair color to be. Like right there. It's kind of matching pretty well right now, I'd say. But like this is a prime example of like the hair swatch color I want on my head. I feel like it looks really good with me. My hair is a little bit bright, so I think maybe a little bit more red next time would help. But it could just also mean that the red is washing out first. Wow, I'm getting really distracted. I'm supposed to post that I'm doing this on my stories, so let's just quickly do that. Where is it? Man, I really have not used this enough. I'm responding to my snaps really quick. Anywho, I'm gonna plug my phone in. The computer was already plugged in earlier. Oh, it's starting to do that switching in and out. It's less green and more yellow. That's what I noticed. Because remember how I told you, like, auras and stuff, which I am excited. We will talk about that soon. But I'm gonna just talk about, like, how my journey's been, what's been going on, and how I was able to recenter myself. Because when I last did it, I was in the transitional, like, my last video, I was in the transitional phases of, like, acceptance. Like, if you can't tell, like, I know going back and listening to it, I'm like, I'm really in my power in this. Like, I can tell and like how I would say like I didn't really want to put a label on it when I was speaking about it, but because I'm trying to help others, it is easier to put a label on it because we still live in the 3D. And if there's one huge ginormous thing that I have been reminding myself of is I am a soul that chose to reincarnate. For anyone who hasn't watched the first video, you are going to want to before you watch this. But I guess let's just get straight to business. Hi, my name is Aura, also known as Unique, and I am a twin flame, or twin soul. Now, the huge thing with that is it just means your soul reincarnated twice in two meat suits in this realm. And sometimes there, for all we know, there could be a way that people reincarnate 3 times. You never know how much a soul can split. I mean, we have soul family, we have all this stuff. If you have yet to see the first few videos, please do watch them. But if you have and you are back, hi, welcome. I'm not editing these. These are going in raw footage. They're going in raw footage. Did I put Aquaphor on? I burnt myself at work. This is gonna be it's gonna be a scar, sadly. That's okay. You get scars in life. Very annoyed I'm gonna have it, but, it's just gonna be a permanent reminder of that part of my journey. And I really feel like the scar is also very symbolic within my journey with a twin soul and stuff, and I will explain that because basically for anyone who got a recap on the situation that happened, I gave a little rundown on things and I gave some personal details but not a lot, and remember this is still my journey and your journey is all specific to you. But I wanted to find a way to help write about it for you. Now, one thing I know I made clear in the last video is they're just the little bit of extra glitter on your cake. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just the icing on top of the cake. I'm sorry, in the best way possible, my cake is gonna be pizzazzed out. Like, my cake would be pink and green, have a nice golden hue to it, holographic 100%. Like, my cake is multiple tiers, somehow perfectly stabilized. Like I just got that perfect memo down like when I was making the cake originally, like the stabilization things. Because if fun fact, if you're making a tiered cake, you need little stabilizers. The stabilization things weren't very accurate or very like pinpoint, and so it kept falling over. So like I had to keep building that cake back up and rebaking it and all that stuff. The cake before is a really good one when you look into it and when you know like how to bake cakes and everything. It's a really good one. So I really recommend that. Um, First and foremost, drink more water. If you're struggling with your intuition and understanding things properly, drink more water. Honestly, I know I am a twin flame of sorts, and this could have also, and I will be very upfront, I do believe that I have met my twin flame. In the 3D, it was the physical embodiment of me, but it was my darkest sides. Like, it was like we were born on two different spectrums. Like, I am the light and they are the night, which is really funny because are tarot cards. Like I'm a divine feminine, more resonant towards that energy, though I've balanced out both my masculine and divine feminine now. They are the sun, which would be divine masculine energy. I would say they behave more like the night and I behave more like the sun. Which I find interesting and kind of funny, but also like kind of contrasts in a good way. I also saw the fucking time again at 10:19. I love to do that, don't I? um, but anywho, I do not care if I come into union with my twin flame ever, because I have achieved a very strong sense of inner union and knowing where I need to be and alignment. Now, obviously, I helped describe a lot of these terms last time, so I really, really, really recommend if you're still watching part 2 and you haven't seen part 1, go watch part 1. I know it's long, but trust me, you will be very confused without it, because I'm picking up where I left off. I know where I left off is I left off with the most recent events. Um, the shoulder tapping. I know I mentioned that. I asked about that story. I heard the story, and it kind of made me like not really doubt it anymore. And then like for the few days after, like around beginning August, I started doubting it really heavily, which I'm gonna be upfront with you guys or y'all. I don't doubt that. Like the story and what I've heard, like I've gone, okay, the universe has a very weird way of communicating between us, but it makes sense because I'm very magical. I've always been very magical. I always know exactly what's going on, when it's happening, what's happening, and why it's happening. I have not once been put in the status or place where I'm like, I have no clue what is going on in my life. Except for at points like I have. Okay, how do I describe this? When it comes to the situation I'm in, um, and like understanding where I'm at in the journey, there were points where I really didn't know what was going on. Like, if we think back to it, and by okay, interesting. Um, I guess the main reason I made these videos in the first place is because there's a lot of people on a twin flame journey, and by a lot, I mean the 1%. It's like 144,000 people out there, which may sound like a big number, but compared to 8 billion is barely anything. And basically the purpose of your journey is to share your light. A lot of times people who are twin flames are meant to be some sort of spiritual, this is what I've noticed at least, you're meant to be a form of a spiritual coach, or like your light or like brightness, something like that. And it is so weird and hard to explain because I genuinely like, as one of my idols, and not to idolize her, but like she really has taught me how this journey works, and this kind of inspired me low key to make these videos in the first place. But Kelly, she is Divine Empress Tarot 333 on YouTube. Unless you're a part of her collective, don't force it if it doesn't fit. That's the number one thing I'll say. Like, a few days after I posted these videos, which also conveniently the last few people who followed 11 days ago, which I'm noticing like a pattern of 11s, which is just something to take note of. But you don't really need to think about it other than that. Weird. Okay. Anyhow, I I had to come to a very strong conclusion. And it's very confusing for me because a lot of the things that stem from childhood, I feel like there's a huge debate within my journey because my journey is so much, just literally so different than everyone else's. Which, to be fair, most twin flame journeys are not the same for people at all. Like, they're very different. They have different experiences. I'm trying to figure out where I like the mic placement right now. And I know for me, at least directly speaking, my experience is a lot different because, as I mentioned before, I am not getting divorced. This is something I know is not written in the cards or in my destiny for me because I'm a cycle breaker and my family has now had a cycle of divorces happen for marriages. I am not getting divorced. When I end up married, I'm going to marry my person for life. I do not view marriage as a can end at any point. Like, marriage is like, to me, it's like a soul contract. You are signing it for life, for the rest of your soul's entirety. I believe in this lifetime that I'm going to end up with my soul designed human or 3D self. And energy is alignment and everything like that. And so, while back when I was talking originally about this and sharing my experience, I was very much like, I don't remember when I last recorded. I'm actually gonna have to pull up some files while I'm doing this because I'm gonna need to know when because I need to explain what was going on at this point because I don't think I had figured out what was going on yet because my sibling visited right around when it happened. Yeah, she literally came that weekend. So the last video I recorded, no, that's not what I want. Videos. So the last stream that was recorded, I streamed it on, I was in the sweater too. So I streamed it on the 11th of August to the looks of it, which is kind of making me all giddy and giggly because it's like, that's funny. Okay. When the fuck did my sibling visit? I did not stream this when my sibling was in town. Why does it look like I streamed this when my sibling was in town? Sorry, y'alls. we're gonna deal with some background Twitch noise while I figure this out. Am I logged in? I should be logged in. When did I last go live? Nope. Mute. Okay, I muted myself. Exqueeze. There we go. 5 days ago. Was my sibling visiting? What? I'm confused. When the fuck did my sibling get here? Was this the day? Okay, wait. Wait, 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 wait. They got here Monday night. I streamed this the day they came. Okay, okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Because I know I streamed this before my sibling came and visited. They got here Monday morning, which was the morning of the stream, because I started streaming it at night. So it saved the morning of. I believe I streamed this on the 10th, and it went to the 11th. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so focused on timing. So, if there's one thing about the universe is there's no such thing as a mistake. And for anyone who has made mistakes in life and things like that, you have not truly made a mistake. And I will stand by this. There's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens for a reason. Even your mistakes happen for a reason. I have made multiple mistakes when it comes to planning before, things like that, where I've had to cancel on people for all I know. And I will say this again and again, you never know if maybe the reason you were 5 minutes late is because you saved yourself from dying in a car crash that day. Like, people do not realize just how much the world can be so unpredictable. Like, the whole entire conversation. So basically, what happened is it was around end of July. And I'm gonna finish explaining the TF story TS because I know I wanted to. I wanted to give you the full reasoning because, in my opinion, that door is shut. I have shut that door. That door was still left open somehow. I thought I had shut it, but I'm gonna be honest now. I know for sure that that door is no longer an avenue for me. Now, there's no saying that it's not gonna come back around, but I'm also at the point where I don't care. But a huge thing that's been a part of my journey is I met my twin, my whatever, TF by working at my job at Sally's Savory Sandwiches. Um, and because I met them there, I have definitely grown as a person by a lot. And I don't give them the credit of this. I had to do this myself. What they did to me caused me to grow and to become the person I am today. Like, I have always loved streaming, y'all. I was streaming back in high school. I'm still streaming today, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. As I said, my light will go to who it needs to go to. But it's just a whole thing where it's just been this stuff where it's like I've been so out of alignment for so long that being in alignment scared the shit out of me, which I know it sounds silly, but it's true. Like, I have been out of alignment for so long. Being in alignment has scared the living shit out of me. Like, I have not been ready for it. I've been scared of it. That's no one else's fault except for my own, which, by the way, I'm gonna be wide awake because I woke up at 7. I woke up for work, went to work, got to work, did the thing at work, left work, came home, went to bed. Woke up at 7 p.m. So, I really want to get that in check, but the whole reason that's not in check is because I am out of alignment when it comes to my job and my finances. Now, it's not that, okay, I wouldn't say I'm fully out of alignment. I would just say I'm meant to be at a higher status, and I'm meant to be higher up than I am right now. And I'm not saying at that job. I'm gonna be upfront. Let's just finish the story. So, it started the 17th of July. Now, one thing I find really interesting is I literally found pictures I had printed a long time ago last year. I was trying to cope with the breakup, whatever. I have an album of some of the photos, and I think honestly I'm going to still print them, put them in paper, put them in a book, and I'm going to delete the hard copy from my phone because I'm fine putting the good memories where the good memories belong, but I don't need to carry them along with me anymore. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm gonna print it out, I'm gonna get rid of it, which is really hard for me to say because I'm low-key mad at myself for saying I'm going to do this because when I say something, I want to follow through on it. And this is something that I'm not sure I can follow through on, but the fact I said it, I believe I can. Now, obviously, the pictures are going to be money, oops. But honestly, I need to. And I know I need to because it needs to be let go in its own way. And I've always had a very different grieving process than most people I know, which, fun fact, grief is not linear at all. I still have a story I low-key do want to finish, or low-key do want to finish. For anyone who doesn't know, I do write fanfiction for fun. I just haven't been recently because I've been doing more person-based writing, and I'm also writing a book right now about the twin flame journey. And no, it's not an autobiography. Because personally, I don't know how it's going to end, but for the characters in my story, I know how they're going to end. So, anyway. I don't know who's watching this, I just outed myself for writing it. But to be fair, no one can steal my ideas because we all share. We all share a little energy collective, and we all bring the light into the world of what we need to. It's like when someone's song gets leaked. It was just meant to share the light earlier, you know? Like, I know that there was a Spider-Verse leak recently. It was just meant to be shared earlier. Like, we just needed that light brought into our lives. At least that's how I try to view it because it's like, Oh, I just watched it turn to the 17th. It's 12 a.m. here, which is also really convenient because I'm about to tell the story about a month ago now. So 7/17, very significant day for me. Always has been. I saw it today at work again too. The time, I see it all the time. It does follow me everywhere now, which is really funny. But uh, see, a part of me is like, I don't even want to like recap it, but that's not your intuition. You feel it. Your ego, you hear it. And that's one thing that's been really hard to get in touch with because my intuitive side, I had to talk to my best friend, and then my best friend messaged me back about the situation because I chose to give him like the whole entire reasoning and things like that. And then he wasn't my ego. I could tell. Like how he spoke to me, it like made me like get this like I know you're right feeling. And in my head, like I could feel like this dissonant energy trying to act up and like freak out and be all angry. But I couldn't even let myself be angry in my head because my heart was saying something else. And my friend honestly was very surprised because I didn't respond harsh or anything. I just went, no, you're right. Thank you. Like, no, I don't hate you. I still love and appreciate you. You mean the world to me. You always will. Like, I really love and respect you as a person. And no, I totally get it. Thank you. And it was very interesting hearing it in the audio because they're like, I know you may hate me, and I've been scared to tell you because you may hate me. And I'm like, I could never hate you. You could tell me horrible things, and I would not hate you. Maybe I'd have to back off for a while and process it, but no, I really, I love my friend. And if you're seeing this, trust me, I did listen. I did understand, and it was something that I was ready to hear, which is also really funny because before I listened to any of the audios from them, I was literally texting them the exact same thing and my plan was, or like what my plan was, before I even listened. Because I was like, I knew in the audios, like my gut was telling me I'm gonna hear things that I already had come to the conclusion on and hadn't shared yet. So I pre-shared it, and then I listened to it and I was like, no, like literally, that's exactly what I was telling you. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, no, I don't. If I cared, I would be like upset right now. I would be like crying. I would be like all these other things, but I just don't. Which is why a part of me is kind of like, do I even have to tell a story? But I'm like, no, I want to because I don't want to let it live in my head anymore. It just needs to be out there. Just needs to be out there. Exists where it needs to be. I don't need it near me anymore. Though I don't welcome that energy anymore. I don't welcome that dissonance, which is why the conversation happened, and which is why the events that transpired. I We had a conversation. Um, there's a lot of things that went down, and honestly, I'm not really gonna say what it is. I have an audio recording on my phone. If I want to go listen to it in the future, I can. I don't really know if I'm gonna delete the audio recording yet. I feel like I'll delete it when it feels right. Like, for example, I've unblocked and blocked this bitch so many times where I just leave it unblocked at this point because I'm like, I'll go unblock it at one point, might as well just leave it unblocked. And I kind of forget that they can even reach me in any way. But I also know putting up a block means I'm not inviting. I don't know how to explain it. Blocking people can close off energy, which is why I just don't block people at all. It's just not worth my time and energy. Like, if they're gonna send me negative energy, I alchemize it into positive energy, so it feels better for me. Like, by the end of the day, I feel better, I feel safer. Like, that's just how it works out for me. Um, but yeah, so everything's working out how it's meant to. Like, I really truly mean that when I say that. I'm not lying. Like, this is fully what I believe. Everything works out how it's meant to. It's always going to work out how it's meant to. You may not think it is, but it is. Like, one thing Kelly has been repeating in her videos is rejection is protection. It is. It truly is. Like, rejection is protection. I have been rejected from things and I used to let it really hurt me. And recently, like, I've reflected back on a lot of things I've been rejected from. Like, for example, one summer I had a really bad fight go down with a friend because basically I gave the heads up like, hey, my story with my at the time boyfriend I was going to tell her about is long. It is very long, and she wanted to share something very important with me, but she wanted me to go first. And so what happened though is I drained myself talking about it, so much so I couldn't be a good friend, and I was not good. Like, I will fully take accountability. I was not good. But the situation could have been handled better because I kind of wish I was given a little bit more time to think about it. But also I know that they were upset and there was shit that went down and I'm very sorry for not being as responsive as I should have been. Like I was just not a good friend that day, and I'm sorry for that. If they're ever seeing this, which to my knowledge they don't watch Twitch, so they probably never will. YouTube maybe if they see my face and they're like, "Oh my god, it's that bitch." Um, I was not a good friend to you, and you know who you are. And I'm sorry I wasn't there for you when you needed it to rant about your family and stuff. And I'm sorry all I did was talk about Texas Boy for like literally 8 hours straight. Like, I wish I was better that day. And then I'm sorry I prioritized a date with him. I was trying to hide that I wasn't in a healthy relationship because the reason I left, even though deep down I knew I should have stayed, is I was getting uncomfortable. And I didn't know how to tell you that, so I didn't. And I was getting very frustrated with myself because I couldn't get myself to focus because at the time I didn't have ADHD medication yet. I was unmedicated. Not an excuse. This is a reasoning. Trust me, I'm not excusing it. I was not a good friend that day. I will very, very much be upfront. I was not a good friend. I wish I was better. But I also know situations where like we just didn't align energetically. Um, and then by the way, fun fact, I found out I'm a Gemini. Don't know if we knew that, but it makes a lot more sense when you look at my everything with me. But I'm if they see this, I'm sorry. I wasn't a good friend that day. I wish I was better. I wish I was more upfront with you and honest with you that I was very codependent with that guy at that point, and that if I didn't make it to date night, I was going to end up yelled at and we were going to end up in a really bad fight, and I was just trying to evade that. And I'm sorry for not being a good friend that day. Like, you trusted me with the story, and I did not prove that I was trustable in that moment, and I will be upfront and say that I did not handle that the best. But as I would say, basically after that, I did get a call later that evening, and I got bitched out, and I deserved it. I stayed, I listened, I got it, I went, I'm sorry. Like, I believe I said I'm sorry. I didn't try to evade it. I just, like, listened and I understood, and I fully understood your point of view, and I was like, ah, shit, that really sucks. Um, this was the summer I believe I had graduated high school. I believe so. Um, and I lost all my friends, from high school that summer. I'd literally, the day I hung out with this girl, sorry for outing your gender there, but the day I hung out with this girl, I had just cut off, like, my not very positive friend group towards me because I was very mentally unwell at the time. And I basically kind of did a cry for help because I just texted them in the group chat. I went, just unadd me, just make a new group chat and leave me. And none of my so-called friends checked in, which I know if I were in that situation, I would have 100% checked in on them. Like, if anything roles reverse it, like, hey, just add me, I'd be like, we can do that. And then I message them and I'd be like, hey, we need to talk. Like, can you talk to me? What's going on? If you can't talk, is there anything I can do right now? Are you okay? Like, and then try to get one-on-one time with them because that's the type of friend I was. But I do realize that the reason I was rejected from them was because my new friendships were being protected. This was the summer of 2024. This was the summer of 2024. Okay, I was 18. I was turning 19 soon. It was the beginning of the summer. I was rejected by my one friend at the time. And there was just a lot of shit that was going down. But I believe it was that one at least. And rejection is protection because if I was still friends with them, I would have never made the friends I did at my job, which also inherently means I wouldn't have met or like fully got involved with my TF. I'm gonna be honest, very upfront. Like, that is one of the things that was going on. Um, or no, it was 23. No, because I made my friends and then I didn't really. No, that summer I was alone, and then the next summer I was still alone because I really hadn't made like a lot of friends up until that point. See, that's the thing. I'm losing track of the timeline because the timelines just don't really like time doesn't resonate with me. Like days, I'll remember days and I'll remember years, but I won't really remember what happened except for like specific days. Like I can tell you, Texas Boy breakup was August 6th because my best friend had surgery the same day we broke up, and I didn't get to see her, and I really needed support. So that sucked fucking ass. Also, you could tell that relationship was fucking me up because I had the acne of a lifetime. Like, my skin was not clear. My skin was breaking out. I looked dull. I looked done with life. It was not healthy. And you can tell when someone's not in a healthy relationship because it will show in their eyes. Anyway, yeah. And then, yeah, no, because without that summer, I would have never had the takeoff. Yeah, because basically I lost all my friends. And I started making new friends, finally. And we started hanging out a bit. And and then it carried over into like when I went back to college. We were still friends, we still hung out and all that stuff. Because the thing is, everyone did college like in the area, and so we were still friends, hung out, all that stuff. And then summer 2024 happened, which everyone in the last video already knows, so don't worry about it. But yeah, so that was part of the journey too. That was part of the process. See, rejection's protection. Literally, by not being in that friend group, it forced me to start focusing on my job, other things like that. And then, because I literally had no friends, I made new ones. Because a huge thing people will say is rejection's protection. I was rejected from that friend group. The universe actively gave me the idea to message that message, and then no one cared, and they all left. I lost a lot of my fucking friends. I had a fight with my best friend at the time over my birthday party stuff because they did not communicate well with their parents, and they were choosing their boyfriend over me a lot, which, to be fair, I totally get it. I totally get it now. Like, I've had a partner, and I did the same shit she did. So I do believe I messaged her and apologized, but I also kind of tried to take the blame off myself a bit. But also, like, it's it's been so many years now. I'm not gonna send another message like, "Hey, I'm so sorry for like basically passing it on to this." Like, I'll say it was a high influence, but I still made my decisions. Like, I was influenced by this person, but I still made the decision. Like, it was still on me, so I'm sorry. Which I eventually did process and get over. And then the one person who I'd really disappointed, like, eventually I told them, like, I was like, yeah, I didn't really like how you handled it, but, like, I totally get why you handled it that way. And then she told me at one point, she was like, yeah, I was just trying to hurt you. And I was like, yeah, I figured. I've had people do that to me before. Like, I figured. And to be fair, I hurt you. Not that I believe in eye for an eye at all. I really don't. I think karma's a bitch. You don't even have to go after the eye. If they went after your eye, they're gonna go after their whole ass face. It's not an eye for an eye in this world. It's an eye. It's karma matches karma. Bad shit. People who do bad shit, no matter how small, you're gonna have bad shit come to you, and it can be worse than what you did. Like, I know for a fact that TF has gone through hell because of what they did to me. And I will 100% say, karma's a fucking bitch. Karma always gonna be a bitch. Karma has never not been a bitch. Like, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. I don't lie when I say that. That karma is a bitch. Anyway, so karma's a bitch. You should have known better. Anyway, whatever happens to you, no matter what, karma, as I said, has no positive or negative. Karma is just karma. When you do good things, you get good things back. When you do bad things, you get bad things back to you. And trust me, I have done bad shit, and I have paid the price. I have paid the price. I have paid the price in losing friends. I have paid the price in losing people I really care about. I have paid the price in, like, a lot of just, like, I really fucked that up, and I really wish I hadn't done that, but I did. And it sucked, but whatever. Literally, it happened. But anyway, let's just go back. Walk-in day, basically what happened, and the whole entire point of that was to signify that, oh shit, this could come back. Okay, that's all. That's really what happened. There were some significant things that happened, but really, meh. Like, I could tell, one thing I will say, I am very energetically attracted to this human. When I am not meant to be near them, I am actively, energetically, it's a magnet. When the magnets are polarized, they pull towards each other, and when they're flipped this wrong way, they literally, no matter how hard you try to push a magnet together, they will not go together. They will fight each other. It's like the Jackson Ribbit plushies versus the Jackson the Pomni plush. For anyone who has seen TDAC, or the Amazing Digital Circus, I have the Jax plush and my brother has the Ribbit plush. Now, we don't have them close together, but we wanted them and we thought they were cute. Which, by the way, the people who ship Jax and Ribbit, are almost as bad as Pomni and Jax, and I'll stand on my money with that. I fucking love Funny Bunny, okay? But Jax and Ribbit genuinely are a bad dynamic because of what she does to him. Well, does to her. What she does to her. Sorry. Pronouns kind of fucking with me. For anyone who doesn't know, big spoiler. Jax is in the closet when it comes to her sexuality. Um, which makes a lot of sense. They really foreshadowed it very well. Like I actually 100% like when people explained it, I'm like, oh yeah, I see it now. And then I went and saw the movie and was like, oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. Fucking kill me! Oh my god, I hate yawning. I'm like literally not tired, but it's because I'm speaking so much, and when I channel the universe, or like when the universe channels to me, I yawn a lot because I need that energy rush to come in. Because, fun fact, when you yawn, it's because your brain is lacking oxygen. And sometimes divine downloads come along with it. Anyway, and it will happen sometimes. You'll see me like completely click into it. But yeah, there is a balance that needed to be acquired, and I'm acquiring that balance. Like I would say right now, like I'm definitely heading on to my highest timeline. But just based off of the laws of the universe, like I genuinely fucking disagree with people who say manifestation is instant. It's not. Because what you're telling people, people are thinking 3D. They're not realizing that manifestation is instant with energy. And that is where it gets so confusing. My life has changed once I started viewing as manifestation's always instant when it comes to the energy. But the energy takes a while to catch up to the 3D. The 3D will show it to you when it is meant to come. You cannot force anything. You cannot force a relationship. You cannot force having a bunch of money in one moment. You can wish for it and you can believe you have it and you can detach from it and it will show up when you're meant to have it because you already believe you have it. So the universe will do everything in its power to make sure it happens. And I've tested this when it comes to my money, my finances. I have it. I'm so comfortable. I don't ever worry about having enough money. I never worry about having to pay my bills. When I feel it's right to do something, I'm fine. And I don't hoard my money anymore because hoarding it caused a lot more of a blockage. Like I had no money when I did that. I literally have a lot of like I'm perfectly safe when it comes to it. Like I'm genuinely not worried when it comes to money anymore. And I know to other people it looks appalling because how could you not be worried? That is exactly why. I'm just not. Because I already have it. And since I already have it, like with someone with a lot of money, how would you feel? If you're constantly stressing over money, how are you feeling? Are you on anxiety? Are you always like overthinking it? But if you're someone rich, well, how would you think? Would you really check your bank account before making a purchase? Would you really pray for more money, pay for more shifts, paychecks, whatever? No, you wouldn't. You would act as if you're already working enough to pay for what you're buying and all this other stuff. Like when I make purchases, I don't blink. I used to constantly be like, "Oh, do I make this purchase?" And honestly, it's changed my life. And I know I sound insane, and I really am careful at who I tell this to because of that fact, but it has changed my life. Like, sorry, the mask is starting to get a little itchy. We're gonna probably have to rinse it off. Um, that's how my soul responds to an I love you. I'm responding to an I love you real quick. Okay. That nose wiggle is how I would respond because a way to say I love you is a boop to the nose and then a wiggle. And my body's been conditioned to wiggle when my nose gets booped, but normally by other people. I can touch my nose all the time and not have it wiggle, but like in that moment I was like, I am spiritually speaking. So since I'm spiritually speaking, I'm probably gonna get nose wiggles. Just kind of happens. Oh, okay. My beautiful, my lovelies. My lovelies. Walking day happens, and basically what I've noticed the whole entire point of that day was realizing that that door is still open. Okay? And then 10 days later, and keep in mind, this is on a 10-day exactly. Now, technically, I would say I believe July has 31 days. So technically it would be 11 days between the next one, but I'm kind of seeing it as 10-10. Because that's what I first thought, and there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens for a reason. It's what I first thought, so I'm just gonna stick with it. Though if it's also 11, it still works because 11 talks about justice. But anywho, so the 27th happens, and I would just like to mention on the 26th in the morning, literally at 2:22 a.m. in the morning, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't stand it anymore. Like something in my body was just like knew it needed to happen. And the thing is, the veil, when it comes between spirituality and stuff, is the thinnest around 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., which it's getting close to 3. So the veil was very, very it was thinning at that point because like this is the veil between like the 5D, the 4D, and the 3D. It's the veil, which a veil, like how a veil like is over your face, like how a wedding veil is over your face and it's like this mesh print and you can't really see through it as well, but you can still see through it. Basically, when the veil's thinning, it's like lifting the veil up and being able to fully see through the other side, but it only happens for a certain amount of time, then it flips back down. That is at least what I noticed when it came to my stuff. Also, I have diagnosed autism and ADHD. I cannot sit still. It is literally not possible for me. I'm a wiggler, wiggle wart. Oh, 12:20, 12:21. Mirroring. I've seen that twice today now already. Um, Anywho. So, God, I really needed to just breathe there for a second. Maybe this is just a stop and breathe. Let's stop and breathe together, okay? Let's just focus on the present moment for a second. Breathe in and hold it and out. We're gonna do 2 more. In, hold, 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 out. One more. In, hold, 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 and out. I really needed that. Okay. So, the 27th happens, but first it's the 26th, and I give him this written note. Now, I would like to say, I am very repulsed by chaser energy, and I will stand on my money on my shit. And there is a lot of in between on what's chasing, energetically chasing, things like that. I do adamantly believe I was not chasing in this moment because it was given to me by the divine. Like, I actually spoke with my grandmother, and she was the one who taught me my spirituality. She's the one who got me on my shit. She's the one who gave me this book. This is my aura reading for beginners, which I do still really need to read some other books, but the problem is there's a lot of like really fake books out there, and you'll constantly see them in comment sections, and I don't ever want to support those. So I like listening to my little manifestation girlies to tap in and see what books they like prefer. I keep itching right here, so I wonder what that means symbolically, because it's never been this itchy. I don't know why it's like this right now. Um, but anyway, she taught me my spirituality. And my grandmother says, without a doubt, because I told her the whole entire thing, I gave her the full story, minus some details, but basically the full story. And she went, well, you asked the universe for permission. And the universe granted it. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to view it as. And you don't have to tell me everything. She literally said, she's like, you don't have to tell me everything. It's up to your discretion. You don't have to tell everyone everything. And I really needed to hear that because I was taught from a very young age to constantly get approval. And I'm realizing that I have a huge need for approval from others. And it really felt good to have my grandmother say, you don't need it from me. Like, you're fine. Do what you need. You did what felt right. Are you mad at yourself? And I'm like, no. She's like, then that's all that matters. You're not mad. You're not unhappy. You're exactly where you need to be right now. So what I like to say is I got permission from the universe because I literally got told by the universe to do it. Because it was like I know the difference between my ego, which by the way, my ego's name is Felicia or Felicia, depending on who I'm bitching at. Um, but I got permission from the universe to do said thing, which is basically to, what is the word? I got permission to have this conversation. And I know I got permission because I actively still allowed for obstacles to come in. I literally told the universe, I'm like, I went, if it's not meant to be, don't let it happen. So I gave this note over. I was supposed to watch him read it, I guess, because he was unable to read it until I was in the back with him. So he read the note. There was at one point where I was gonna boop him on the cheek, which is a little love language of ours, and remember the nose boops that I love you. It becomes later important later. But anyway, I didn't. Got the whole rundown. Agreed. Said he couldn't do that day, which meant tomorrow, which is also really funny because a year before that he had tried to kiss me at our job of place. Yeah, I know. Anyway, tried to kiss me at his job of place a year later on that exact day. A few hours after he had tried to kiss me at work a year before, I ended up seeing him in person a year later, which I just find really funny that it is continuous from 2 years ago. Literally, 2025, the 27th of July and the 17th of July are both very significant days, always have been. Um, but they haven't always. It became significant because of this. Um, but also to be fair, the 27th of July was also pretty important because that was like one of the days, that was like a day before I fell like fully in love with him. I already was falling in love with him in 2024. So I don't know, it's a whole thing. And the 17th of July, we had already started. So I think it's more of, it was showing that it took alignment in time because for me, um, after hermit mode, which if you do the math, oh shit, my thing is falling apart. Which if you do the math, um, 2 plus 7 is 9. That's the hermit in tarot. The hermit in tarot represents taking like time to yourself to like awaken spiritually or stuff like that. Like basically it's just stuff like that. So if you do the math, 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. But if you also look at it, just like split it in half where it's a 2 and a 7. 2 is intuition and 7 is chariot. Now will remind you right now, the chariot comes out a lot for this connection. Recently, it did not show up in the past. A lot of times it was hangman, upright, or hermit upright, or like a hermit in the reverse isn't like you need to hermit, because reversed hermit can mean that like you need to take a step back. It really depends on who's reading it, what card deck you're using, and what feels right. Because the one thing with cards is the cards don't lie because energy doesn't lie, but humans do. So some readers, I don't trust them because they aren't being honest with their cards. They're seeing what they want to see and they're not actually saying what is being shown, which is like one thing Kelly brought up with videos is a lot of people online when making tarot videos have been specifically saying they're focusing on like connecting energy or your connected energy, but a lot of times they're channeling you and they're channeling what you're feeling and they're telling you the opposite. Like Kelly gave a prime example. It was wonderful. Really appreciated seeing that because it also showed up around a time where I was very done with tarot and I've actively been on my feed constantly, and I mean constantly clicking do not recommend, ignore, like on a lot of videos that would show up because I'm tired of seeing them. Even if it's accurate, even if it's like his higher self trying to talk to me, I don't want to fucking hear it right now. I don't. It's not worth my time. The only one I watched recently was I was watching a little bit of Kelly's where it was like, you're really stuck, you're really holding on. And I was just so disgusted. Not in the aspect of being like, ooh, she's right. No, it was more just like, ew, I used to be like that. I used to be this bad. It wasn't even in the aspect of like, oh, I am really stuck. I really do want this. Like, no, a lot of it really resonated with me solely because I was like, I fucking hate that I was like this. It was a lot of me going, this is what I used to be like. This is what I used to sound like. That's gross. Um, I will say though, there was a little part of me that was really trying to hold on, and I couldn't tell what was going on, but I think after some deliberation, it was him trying to hold on to me, and I was letting him, which was my problem. I didn't want him holding on, because when I put a hand on my heart and I went, do I want this back? I go, no. I would take something new. And it could be a renewal, as in new, but it could be someone completely different. Um, but anyway, we'll work up to it. So we have so basically it ends up being perfectly timed. I finish my job, he goes on break, we have our little conversation, we plan it out. The next day, perfectly timed again. Have a little conversation, plan it out. I see him later, we chat for hours. And I mean hours. And during this chat, he tells me a story of when he was in bars, of a shoulder tap and being put to bed. Because I asked, is there anything spiritual that's happened when it come to me? Like you and me. And he told me that story, and I sat there, and the first thing that I felt resonate within myself was that I'm the one. I've always been the one for him, and after that, I didn't really doubt it. And honestly, I think, not even, okay, I don't like using I think. This is just what I've always felt. I always knew he was never going to go over me. And it sounds conceited, but it's true. I don't believe he ever truly will. Because if he's not willing to accept his path in life, he's going to be miserable for the rest of his life. And he did that to himself. I am not. I refuse to be held to that standard anymore, and I refuse that, and blah, blah, blah. And as I mentioned before, like, I know this one is not a karmic. He's a very strong soul connection. Do I care to give him the label Twin Flame? No. Because, personally speaking, labels suck ass, and they make you hold on to something that you don't need to, frankly, you just shouldn't hold on to, or you don't need to hold on to. And I know a huge thing with that is that I just don't want to hold on anymore. I don't want to wish for that anymore, because it was really bad when I had it. It was very beautiful, and the love we had was very deep. But he refused to call me his girlfriend once. He did it twice. And the only time he did it was when he was really tired, or when he had a car accident and he didn't want to have to explain what the fuck was going on with us to a cop. So he just called me his girlfriend. Now, I'd like to remind you all, he did treat me as such at the time. And there are inherent relationships where you basically are dating and just forget to ask. That is a thing. But that was not the boundary I set with him originally. I made it clear I wanted to be asked. And the person he's with right now, she asked him. He never asked her. And I know that's because he doesn't want commitment, not truly. He wants something easy, and that's on him. Because being with me would not be easy. I challenge him. You challenge your person. You trigger them constantly. You have this beautiful love bubble phase that tends to always come in, and then you have to choose to stay together. You have to choose to fight through the triggers together. You have to choose to be better. If you want to come in a union, that is just a part of the process. That's what has to happen, and I do not see him doing that. And I don't care. He doesn't have to. And yeah, I know if he saw this video, it would probably break his heart. Because what I'm saying right now is what he was scared of happening. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's a real statement for a reason. Because it's true. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Anyway, the shoulder tap story was the main thing. And I did get confirmation from his mouth that no matter what situation I'm in the future, when, keyword here is not if, it's when he decides he wants me back, he will stop at nothing. And, you know, words are just words if they have no action. So, I'm gonna be honest, I choose not to believe him. He doesn't deserve my trust anymore. None of that. The best I can do is support him with love from the sidelines, but even at this point, he doesn't deserve that. And I know I sound darkened, I sound grossed out, but it's just, no. He's trying to feed off of me, and I refuse to be fed off of. That is not who I am. I'm not a piece of meat. I am a person. But that's the end of that. He went back to jail on the 7th. 10 days. 27, 7 days. No, 10. So 7. Which I find really funny because when I asked, what the hell's happening? Why did it happen? And I did ask the cards because I was struggling heavily when I found out that information. Like, I was not doing well at all when I found out that information. I need to rinse my face. She will be back. Fact, what you are supposed to do with that face mask is you are supposed to go to bed with it so it will fully absorb into your skin. But my skin's had about an hour and a half with it. It doesn't need more. So I went and took a little bit of water, rinsed off sections. Because it also kind of bothers my skin just a little bit because it's rebuilding the collagen I'm losing. Because it's a collagen face mask. So, yeah. It works very well though. I recommend Medicube Collagen. They have it at, I think, most Walmarts now. Because that's why I picked mine up. Because I was like, oh my fucking god, they have this brand now. Hell yeah. So, hi. I really do look so much brighter and just so much happier. Like in the last one I did, you could tell I was glowing, but you could tell that I also was really dull. Like it was a mix. It was like I was heading towards the brighter side, but I wasn't there yet. Cause now I'm gonna give a rundown. Here is where I'm at my soul journey. Release that bitch. I know it sounds a little conceited and a little darkened, but I've released it. I'm fucking done with it. No, 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 no. I'm not giving up on my journey. But it was never about union, and I really hope in the last video I made that very fucking clear. Like, I mean, I know in the last video I said, like, oh, it will happen without a doubt. I don't fucking care about that either now. That has changed. Like, truly, if he's meant to come back, we'll find our way back to each other. But I know sure as damn hell I don't want it anymore. I am not a plaything. I am not to be toyed around with. I am Aura. I am unique. I am the beautiful girl I am. I do not deserve that treatment. I do not deserve to constantly be questioning where I stand because I shouldn't. I deserve a healthy love. I deserve someone who will tell me they love me and that I'm beautiful and that it's meant to be exactly how it's meant to be. Like, oh fuck, I forgot this side of my face. I deserve deep love. I always have. And one of the reasons why this was actually so hard for me to release is because I was not affected by ego as a child, okay? My ego developed around middle school, which was when I really, really hid who I was as a person because in elementary school I didn't have a lot of friends. And the reason I didn't have a lot of friends in elementary school is because I was unabashedly myself. I was not ashamed. I was not, like, it was inconsequential for me to be myself. Like, I did not fucking care. I was me. I loved being who I was. Like, I did not shy away. And then around 5th grade, right before middle school, was when I started shying away. I started not really caring about myself. I started realizing that people have opinions of me and I started letting them affect me. Which, I'm gonna be honest with you, not worth it, y'all. It's not worth dimming your light over someone. Oh my god, my skin is actually gonna piss me off right now, guys. I don't need to wash it. I know I don't need to wash my skin. By the way, I'm not allergic. I know I'm not allergic. I've used this shit multiple times, and I would wake up with. And when I'm allergic to something, I get rashes and I get lesions. It's just my skin does not like being nice. Like, she just doesn't. I have not had very good skin for like a hot minute. I did Accutane. Accutane kind of worked, kind of didn't. The fear of me constantly getting pregnant was really funny though, because like, genuinely, there was no way that was gonna happen. Like, there just wasn't. But They make you take different forms of birth control, no matter what. Even if you choose abstinence, like, they make you still take birth control. Accutane is not a pretty picture. We'll just go with that. That feels so much better. And I have it right there for when I eventually get bothered again. Anyhow. So, it was a process. It was a journey. And you never stop healing or growing. Like, I have had to face really dark sides of me. And I guess now that we've mostly gone through the story, the time this Mr. Sir was checked onto the roster for prison or jail, whatever, wherever the fuck they went, I don't really remember. Oh, it was the jail roster. It was the exact day that we had the conversation that changed everything. Now, obviously, you can pick between 2 days, but that's because I'm not going to share that date or time. I will know what I'm talking about. But that shocked the shit out of me, and that's why I believe I became so imbalanced, because I didn't realize that at first. I was just really shocked. I saw it, I was like, oh shit. And then, not even kidding, my grandma and her fucking energy blasting womanliness, she messaged me like, hey, is something going on? Because, like, I am sensing this really huge, like, energy, like, shift right now. Like, my grandma literally texted me, like, are you okay? Because I'm sensing something. And I was just like, my grandma knows her shit, man. Like, my grandmother knows her shit, girl. Doing a little bit on my nose because it could also just be dehydration, which my nose does itch when my skin gets dry, which it is collagen, but it's also like, normally I need to do like a moisturizer. Cool. No, because like if I was allergic, my whole entire skin would be red here. Like, I always have rosy cheeks, so that's pretty normal. And also I did scrub my face with a towel. Oh, um, doing lines of autism, your name is beautiful. I'm so sorry you got ads. Please watch them. So grateful. Your name is literally beautiful. Like, wait, I'm gonna read this comment out, even though I know y'all can read the screen. Bro, your autism's like the line of, you know what, in the bathroom stall at TwitchCon? It's iconic and inspirational. Gorgeous, even. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but hiya! Dung. I got ads. I think Twitch put me into a timeout. Aww. No, it's just because I'm affiliated and I get money. Very little, but I get some form of money, which I guess, I mean, it kind of pays off as we go. But thank you. Oh my god, that you're fun. That's so sweet. Hi, welcome to the stream. But perfect timing though, because we're all focused on the meat. I am actually putting Aquaphor on my face now. It feels really, really good. Fun fact: slugging before bed with Vaseline is one of the best things for your skin too. Oh, they're so sweet. Oh. I hope they stay. I hope they come back. I hope the ads aren't like 5-10 minutes. I haven't used Twitch in forever. I don't know what I have my ads set to. I just know that it plays when you first join, and then it finishes that off, and then all that other stuff. Oh my god. My skin! I needed that. I'm still struggling with my skin, and I am switching my acne care routine to all, Anua, which is a Korean skincare brand, which, by the way, K-Beauty is the way to go when it comes to anything skincare. They know what they're doing with their skin. Everyone who has done K-Beauty in my life had horrible skin, and their skin is glowing now. Trust me, just trust the process. They know what they're doing. So I'm switching everything over to that. I refuse to use American brands now, especially when it comes to skincare. We just don't have our skincare down. I don't know what America does well. Communism. Yeah, I think that's about all. Monopolies and communism. Anyhow. So now we're working on to the other thing. So basically what happened though is for the longest time, it's 10-10, which was very intriguing to me because 10-10, at least when I looked at that, saw that pattern came out in my brain. That's a very much, oh my god, what is the word I'm looking for? 10-10 is a very It's closing up a cycle, okay? Because 10 plus 10, like the Ten of Swords, like tens represents the end of a cycle because of divine timing, the card divine timing, and then judgment and things like that. So I kind of am viewing it as a closed chapter. That conversation closed off because I didn't allow it to make me chase after love or anything like that. Like literally the day he got booked in and had to leave work for like a week, which I was very confused by the way, for a hot minute. Earlier when we were trying to speak, my video I was listening to on YouTube wouldn't pause, and then it paused, and then he got to finish telling me a story. Then he went away, and then I looked back at my video. My video was paused exactly at 7:17. Now keep in mind I was struggling to pause the video. Like the video would not pause, and then it finally paused, and then I went and listened. I didn't pay any attention. So that's one of those things where like it's like like you really can't explain it, like because like I already said 17 has been following me around for a hot minute, and then the 7 minutes and 17 seconds into the video is when it pauses. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So that was a little funny, but yeah, that was like after that. I've still gotten other signs, but I've just kind of blinked them out. Like they're not worth paying attention to. um because the night I gave my best friend the rundown, literally the next day, everything changed for me. As in, like, I think the main reason I told my best friend anything in the first place was because the universe needed me to let it out because it was gonna go away. Like, oh my god, how do I describe it? I needed to speak about it because it was no longer going to be relevant. Like, I think that's the whole thing. Like, me telling him everything kind of in my brain just made it like, okay, now I don't care. Because it was out there. It was out there. It was left out in the open. Like, it just didn't matter anymore. Screw mosquitoes. I'm hella allergic and I'm trying not to itch right now. Like, it just made me not care anymore. Like, genuinely, it sounds so weird. But, like, when they messaged me, I literally messaged, gave SD back, and I, like, gave this whole entire long-winded explanation. Actually, I'm just gonna pull up the texts. I'm not gonna play their audios for you because that's personally too invasive, and I didn't ask them for permission. But before I listen to the audios, okay, I go, okay, so I go, before I listen to anything, I'm assuming and well aware I believe I know what you say. And as I've made clear, it's meant to be, it will be, but alas, I've come to terms with the end. I shared with him today that I'm moving. I'm not looking or asking for love right now. I just want a safe space to move to. And no worries, I'll listen. And it's okay. As in, I state I don't want to feel like I'm keeping secrets. But yeah, it's played out its time. I accept that I will always love and have a special space for TF. But alas, someone else is going to come and be my true love. It isn't him. So unless he's straight up like written across in front of him with of me professing an undying love for me at some point, you won't have to worry about hearing about him anymore. I still have yet to listen to your notes, but you probably mostly repeated yourself, which you don't have to do anymore. Thank you though for responding and being such an integral part of my life. I'll listen soon. I think I need a moment to relax before I do. And then they say like, I know that like, they're like, I don't want you to think I'm attacking you, like I'm just telling you like what I've seen. And I went, don't worry, I'm very prepared for what I'm gonna hear, but it definitely stays true. But yeah, I am super duper drained from work. And apologies, it was hard to get out. And if you feel it was necessary, then it is. But yeah, this stays between me and you. I haven't told lots of people and not really planning on doing as such. Like, he came back to work today and all I knew without a doubt is I need to leave. Like as in no more working at Sally's Savory Sandwiches. Nope, only had to be there a week. I don't know either. My bestie goes, fuck him. And I'm like, actually, defenestrate. He likes being fucked. Defenestration. It's the act of throwing someone out of a window. Um, he said he'd tell me more, but I didn't get to ask much because of timing. How about instead of fuck him, defenestration? Much more gruesome and gets the point across. But no, I agree. It was the closing of that chapter completely. I think if anything, he inspired me on what to do with Blank's character because as much as you may think so, they aren't the same at all. Because obviously, being in a TF situation, my characters were originally based off of us, but they are completely different people now. Well, obviously, they're not real people; they're fictional characters. But like, they're so beautiful together. Because the thing is, I make them like beautiful mirrors to each other's problems, like so accurately. Like they call each other out, as in like mirroring it. Anyway, it's so good. I love them. I'm so excited for y'alls to eventually see that book in a few years from now. It's not coming out for a hot minute. It will take me a while to write, but I'll get there. Um, like she was based off of me, but honestly, her and I are not the same. I really do want to write a book. Anywho, thanks for messaging. How's today been? Um, and then I text some of that. Blah 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 blah. I go and listen through. Okay, I am gonna read this out, so give me a second. I go, on the third audio note, and I must have miscommunicated with you. I actively don't want a relationship right now. Like, I really don't. That's too much fucking effort for my upcoming move, etc. Also, yeah, I broke my strong rule and was not proud of that era. Yeah, I have figured out the hard way. I'm autistic, and I've been coaxed into a lot of things, but I still technically agreed, so it was evil and bad. Oopsie. This is dry humor. Oh, I haven't had the patience with myself because every time I've been trying, my mom's been knocking me down, and it feels like 3 steps forward, 10 steps back. Yeah, my huge lesson right now is patience because as much as La La Land, I love to just quit Sally Savory sandwiches, but in reality, I need money. Lol, love the hard digest comment. You aren't being mean at all. You're just being honest. The hurtful truth is better than a harmful lie. Lol, I wish I gave you the shift update before listening. During my shift today, I realized I didn't want him to come back to work. That era is over. He's been over. The reason numbers are repeating was because it was showing the closing of a cycle. 7/17 and 7/27, that's 10 days in between. Then August 7th, another 10, which in spirituality is the end of a cycle. Then him getting booked at blank was the confirmation. It's over. Yeah, agreed. Also, yeah, I didn't think I could do better than him. It was intoxicating, addictive, because he was the first person to show me a glimpse of the love I wanted, and I latched, because I hadn't felt that before. But yeah, duh, of course another guy will eventually show up and will be my perfectly imperfect match. In reality side, any debate I had about wanting to leave, my job has died on the debate and my mind is made up. I will be leaving. Also, I'm moving in with my grandparent. And then I give like a little bit more of a rundown. But we're not going to read that out because that's not important. So that was that. It was the closing of the cycle. It was the closing of the chapter. Him and I literally, when we had our last conversation, I asked, "Does it feel like we're repeating a cycle?" And he said no. And I was like, "Okay, I don't either." Because if I was, I would have then tried to chase him down, talk to him, visit him, have all these things. But it was dead, dead, gone, and buried, darling. Sorry. Yeah, it's gone. It's done. I wish I could have come to these conclusions sooner, but I personally think it happened now because, well, here's the main reason why I hit this point. When he came back to the Nara era, the first day, it was our last conversation too. So he came back 2 days ago. It was the 15th, our first ever conversation after he had been back. Which also really is funny because fun fact in tarot, 15 is the devil card. It talks about intoxication and intoxicating addictions, things like that, which is really convenient for him to come back that day. It was like a challenge from the universe, literally telling me like, "Are you willing to fix this? Are you willing to take this back? Are you willing to go through another cycle again?" And what had happened the night before is, I believe it was the night before. Yeah, it was the night or two before. But I had talked with my sister. No, yeah, no, it was 2 days before. I had talked with my sister. She had come home. And this is what I really wanted to share. And this is why I know I'm very much on track to my higher path. And I may cry while sharing this because it is very hard to get out because I am so relieved. I know in my last video I made it very apparent that I don't like my house. My room looks beautiful, okay? I mean, it's messy right now. I meant to clean it as I did this, but whatever. Um, that my room is messy, beautiful, all these other things. Oh my god, I will have some space because he won't be in my room anymore. And that chair will be somewhere in the house for me to go sit at. But anyway, my sister came home after spending the whole day with her grandmama, well, our grandmama. And I spent the whole day with her girlfriend. Very fun day. Because I love getting to know my future sister-in-law. I love her. She's awesome. She's also very good with energy channeling. Miss Girl helped me a lot with the coming to this conclusion because I've been needing it. I have been needing it. I wonder what an itching nose means because I don't think because I've never had this face mask do this to me before, so there must be something spiritually going on. Which I am claircognizant, like I can smell things. So I wonder if my nose is itching so much because he's like trying to say I love you so often that my nose is just like, please stop. I'm itching it off. Which could make sense, but I don't really know. That could be a spirituality thing because I've used this face mask over and over, like so many times, guys. I've never had my nose itch like this, and nothing else on my face is really itching except for the nose. So that's already kind of a call out for me. Anywho, um, I just needed to breathe again. I think that was one of the lessons is take a deep breath. But my sister came home, and I am going to be very upfront because if there's one thing I want within my streaming career or whatever, is I want to be very open with my audience. I don't want to hide things from you guys. Like, it has not been easy. I've been going through a lot. There is a reason why these streams have not been coming out like I want them to. I don't have the energy for them. I haven't had the time for them. I've literally been in this constant cycle of just being drained and redrained and undrained and just it's been a back and forth for me for so long that it's generally like I need a break. I need a break from living and existing at this point. But I can't. It's not how it works. And there are days where like I'm trying to get more rest, I'm trying to take care of myself, but there's just things where it's like it adds up and it adds up a lot and very quickly and it's not fun. But welcome to Vulnerable Hours with Aura. Genuinely I'm trying to like fix everything, make it look better. But sorry if I'm squealing it around too much. So I couldn't eat it all that day. I had worked earlier in the morning. I had a sausage and one sandwich from my job. And then I ate only a bowl of cucumbers and ranch at the dinner table with my family. Then I went and watched Miraculous Ladybug with my sister's girlfriend upstairs. Because I wanted to be like, oh my god, Adrianette got together. Anyway, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Adrianette was canon. Keyword there was. Anyway. Um, and then I went downstairs and I ate a little bit of the like lasagna we had because we had lasagna, but like like a normal slice of lasagna. I ate 1/8 of that. I did not eat enough. Like I had barely any food that day. Like it's my body was rejecting anything, and I don't know why, but I think it's because I was so disaligned with my house at this point. Because what happened is during the time my sister was visiting with her girlfriend, um, I had brought up to them I was like, hey, I want to move out. And I know our father is getting a place and I want to see if I should move in with him. So I asked my father. He said it'd be fine, but also I realized very quickly there would be a lot of rules, like a lot of rules to the point where it'd actually be worse moving out of here than just staying here to go live with him. So I was really, really dejected and down and I just didn't really know what to do. And I think that's why I was really overthinking because I was like, do I really do this? Like, am I ready to leave? Like, because everything happens for a reason. And I'm like, why would the universe send me the idea to leave and then immediately want me to back out on it? Like, that makes no sense. But it was because of who? Um, my sister had gotten home from spending time with grandmama. My fucking nose is gonna actually be the death of me right now. I'm just covering it in Aquaphor. It makes it feel so much better. Human things suck, man. And I'm clogging my pores. My oily nose is extra oily now. Relief is worth it, though. I don't care. Just have to declog my pores when I wake up in the morning. Well, actually, my pores can be clogged, but like, yeah, the sebaceous filaments, whatever it is. Um. Anywho, my sister approached me, and she came home, and she was like, Grandma said you can move in whenever. And I like looked at my sister, and my sister, by the way, she had visited Canada, so she made me like some toast with peanut butter on it because I was like, I kind of disclosed to her that I hadn't eaten anything that day. Very healthy, and I gave her the list of everything I ate, and she was like, "Oh my God, okay, you need to eat, girl." So she's like, "You want something?" And it also made me cry because like my sister makes some of the best food. Like I freaking love her cooking. Like I still really hope this girl goes to culinary school because it feels like a calling for her. She had a lot of signs to do it and she just avoided it, and I really think she should go. But I don't really know when I'm going to mention that to her. But I really think it would pay off in the long run. Like I really think culinary school is her calling. And I've always felt it, and like my intuition's pretty on par. But I don't think she's ready to hear it yet, or else I would tell her. Oh, plug the computer, glitched a little bit, and we're back. Okay, perfect. Um, Anywho, she made me the food, passed it over, and then she said that some line. And I had been up until that point overthinking about like, would it be a good idea to move in with my father? Because no matter what, my mom and I are going to have a screaming match when it comes to it. Even if I tell her politely, like, hey, this is going to happen, she's not going to be happy I'm doing it. My mom did not think I was going to move out, but it has gotten to the point where I cannot balance it anymore. I cannot live at home with an emotional abuser anymore. It just, I cannot do it. It is actually knocking my energy down. Oh, shit. Are we sure it has no signal? It looks like we're getting an input. Check real quick, y'all. Because this is important and we need it to catch through this. Let me see. Sorry, there was someone who tried to re-enter into my sphere, and not even a few days later, literally an hour later, or like while I was like actively like avoiding listening to any of their messages, I had a video come up where it said, "It seems like old people, are gonna try entering your life again. Just know you're protected from it. You don't have to worry. Like you can like," and they were kind of like, "Just don't let the energy in. Um, or if you do, it will be alchemized, and they're not allowed to steal from you." And so like before messaging anything, I was like, you know what? It feels right. I'll reply back, but I'm not gonna allow anything else after that. Like I'm just gonna be upfront. Like I don't respect you as a person. I'm glad you are very grateful. I've done a lot for you in your life. I do not like you anymore. Uh, you don't believe to think that thing about yourself. That's good. That's fine. I've heard a lot of really polarizing things about you, and personally, from what I know about you, you definitely did some of the shit you say you didn't. Because I knew you personally, and there was shit you did with me that these other people have said you have done that you clearly could do. And so I know damn well that some of these things are true. I will say some may not be true. I'm gonna tell you right now. The people I talk to, I can tell when I'm lied to, and they're not lying at all. I don't know. Anyway, they definitely give me a lot of credit for like waking them up though. Because they're like, yeah, when you ghosted me, and I went, I didn't even view it as ghosting. I just viewed it as not connecting anymore. Ghosting is like an actively malicious, intentful thing. For me, I think ghosting is malicious and intentful. It's okay to just not respond to someone if they're not good for you. If that's ghosting, sure, but I've always seen ghosting as a malicious thing because I've been ghosted before in a malicious way. Not fun. But anyway, they're not worth talking about. I just saw one of their things on my story, which is why I was like, gross. I forgot why I opened my phone because I wanted to check if the mic was still working. Ow. Blocked throat chakra kicking in here. It's not my Twitch. Hi. Are we speaking? We're good. That's perfect for me. That's all I needed to check on, my dears. Anyhow, I started full on sobbing when my sister told me that. And I don't remember exactly how she said it, but I remember just like in that moment, like it came to me, the realization. Fun fact, during the Lionsgate portal, I wrote down in my journal, I said I would move out into my house. I did not make it clear that it would be a house I own, and I didn't set a timeline, I didn't set a date, I just said the intention and the energy behind it. I would move out somewhere I feel safe, somewhere I feel protected, blah, 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 blah. Now, one thing about my grandma's house is she's very spiritual, okay? She has always taught me that the world runs on energy, which is why I explained like auras and electromagnetic fields and energy. Energy that's attracted to each other is like a magnet. Energy that is not repels. Like it feels horrible. Which is why like when I was speaking about the TF situation, if it was chasing, I would have felt it because chasing energy makes me sick to my stomach now. Like I puke when I chase. I've never fully puked, but I've gotten close. Okay, I've gotten close. There's been some dry heaves, some gags, some not very fun stuff. Um, I have a mosquito bite here and here. I know I'm very mad about it too. I don't like mosquitoes. I'm allergic, but whatever. They also feel really weirdly placed. Like the mosquito bites are in very weird spots. Like it's spots I've never been bit before. So I wonder if that's kind of like a sign of like someone trying to siphon my energy. Wait a fuck a minute. No, because that's my solar plexus. Like around where I'm bit is my solar plexus energy, which is a chakra, which is the yellow chakra, which the yellow chakra tends to talk around. I need this shit right now. So in this book we have colors. Bronze, not that. I want. Nope, 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 nope. Where are you? Here we go. Yellow is intellect. Someone is trying to get in on my spiritual communication. What a bitch. I wasn't expressing myself. It's someone trying to siphon energy from me because I started expressing myself. Yellow talks about, like, if it's a base color, it talks about, like, how you're very expressive, how you know how to express yourself, you know how to be your true self, you know how to use your intellect. Someone's trying to siphon my intellect. Did I get bit over here? I'm gonna generally cry if I got bit over here. Because I'm so tired of, like, itching everywhere. I'm about to hop in the shower after this video. Yeah, 3 in the morning shower, woohoo. To be fair, that's when I get my most, like, divine channelings and divine ideas, like, will be in the shower. I've generally considered the shower notepad before. Doesn't sound like a bad idea for me. That's weird. I'm getting itches and, like, spots, like, kind of going down the side of my spine, but this is my feminine side. The right side's your masculine, and it's, like, mostly masculine side, but then over here it's, like, trying to attack my intellect. And up here would be close to my throat chakra, but kind of like a little in between. So it's like someone's trying to get to my communication strategy, but they're not able to. Like they're being blocked. Your body sends you a lot of signs, by the way. Learn how to speak with your body. Your body communicates so well. This is exactly why if you're going to engage in any sexual activities with anyone, you need to know body language so well, because there is such a thing as nonverbal consent. But you should always, especially if it's like your first few times, always get verbal consent. But when you're in like a long-term relationship, there are points where there is such a thing as non-verbal consent. Now that's in when you've had communications about it, talked about it, like you know what you're talking about. Now a lot of people, they don't realize what that is. Yeah. Anyhow, and the whole entire reason I like started sobbing and everything at the dinner table is because I was like having all these realizations when I was talking with my sister, because one, I kind of admitted I literally basically begged to my sister. I was like, I don't want to be attached to TF anymore. Like, I don't like it. I don't like this pull anymore. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. Like, I was just like, I'm like, I love and appreciate my journey for what it's grown me to be, but I don't want this craving. Like, it's not even like, the thing is, it really wasn't acting up. Like, it really wasn't. Like, I was not missing or wanting him until the 17th happened. And then, like, those next few days were hard. And then I recentered myself. I was good. And then the note thing happened. And then the conversation in person happened. And then after that, I was pretty okay. Confirmation, because my throat's trying to close over. So I was like, yeah. That's always confirmation when I'm saying something and I start closing over throat-wise. It's because the universe wants me to go, yup. Yup. But also, I have a blocked throat chakra when it comes to communication with him, so I tend to always close up when I think about it. I don't have a blocked throat chakra overall, though. I'm pretty good. But, like, when it comes to that situation, like, there's a lot of closed communication, so, like, that's why my throat closes off, because it's like, ugh. But, like, it's very much, like, it was really hard. It got really, really hard. Really, really hard. Especially when that bitch went back. It was hard. Those were a few hard days. Like, I was going through hell. Like, I literally had to go home, and to protect myself, I just had to go home and go to bed. Because what I do with my bedroom, and why my bedroom is such a different energy, which I can second this, because my sister's girlfriend has a mother who, she is the first person who actually gave me a tarot reading. Love her. There was a lot of dissonance within that tarot reading, because there was a lot of shit going on, especially the twin flame stuff at the time. And she didn't lie. I did hear this. She wasn't lying. I just think she wasn't communicating with the cards well, because I know I was. But yeah, I don't know. It. I don't even really remember that reading, and I think the timeline it was reading for is gone. Like, I think I entered a different one, because remember, you can always get a tarot reading. It doesn't always mean you end up there, because your timelines change all the time. Destiny is fluid, fate is determined. That's kind of what I like. I'm thinking I've never said that before. That must come from the divine. Destiny is fluid, fate is determined. So, like, your fate is determined off of your actions, but there are certain fated events you have that will come in. No matter what you do, it will happen. Destiny is determined by your path. Like, where is your destiny going to lead you? I don't know. That was just a weird sentence I came up with. That could have been a divine channeling. Anyway, I sobbed in my sister's arms, and I, like, opened for a hug, and she came and gave me a hug. And we sobbed because in that moment, I realized, like, something I had wished for and then just let go and released, manifestation-wise, actually came to me. Because I am very sick of living here. I am going to have to help raise my second sibling, third sibling ever, if I don't move out. I am going to end up momming my little brother right now, because he's a baby. And I am kind of who he gets pawned off until when the parents cannot be around. And I can't do that. I'm 21. I didn't want a kid yet. I want a kid when I'm 25, 26. I do not want that in my life. And I realized that, like, I helped raise my siblings. Like, I really did. I really do. They don't realize it, but they have a lot of, like, things because of me. And I don't tell them or take credit over it, because they still grew into who they're meant to be. But I helped raise them. And, like, I even had a conversation with my sister's girlfriend, and I'm like, whenever my sister says she helped raise me, I literally bat an eye. I go, a little bit, but you just don't realize or admit where I helped. Like, situations like that. Like, I remember everything, and I have a very vivid memory, because I have my memories attached to emotions, which is actually one thing you do have to work on in the healing journey. For example, a lot of times when I think back on my parents' divorce, I would have this really painful feeling attached to those memories of, like, what the process was like getting a divorce, is watching a divorce happen as a kid. And those really stuck to me. Like, it made me really insecure in relationships and stuff like that. And it's not my parents' fault. Not at all. It's my fault for not balancing that better. I hate my throat right now. I am closing up. Like, I'm getting choked right now. which is not normal. But it's also a spirituality sign. Like, a lot of times your throats can close over. Excuse me. When you're like talking about memories that are like really painful, and that I'm gonna be honest, my ego wants to hold on to it because it protects me. And so when I talk about it, my ego will sometimes try to like close my throat over. It's a very weird feeling and very hard to describe. If you haven't lived it, you really won't get it. That's just kind of sad, but it's the truth. I have lived it. But I like in that moment when I was talking to my sister at the dinner table, I went, you know, if I want any of my destiny to come towards me and play out, I have to leave. It's been something I've been fighting with for months. I have been fighting doing it because, well, the world has taught me stability. And if I leave Sally Savory Sandwiches, is that to me translated as losing stability? Because I've been there for so long. Like I have a stable reputation built. Like I have a lot of like stability, and I have like promised income. Like I have a lot of things that like we really need in this 3D meat suit. Which another thing I will say, and I really, really, really disagree with when it comes to the twin flame journey, and a lot of people is like it's about coming back to soul. No. Sorry. No, it's not. The universe does not want you to be this all-loving, perfect soul being. You were born as a human. Your soul reincarnated as a human. You are meant to follow on sharing your light, spreading the light, and helping the collective. It does not mean you need to operate like some spiritual monk who doesn't do anything wrong. You were born as a soul. Your universe, your soul wanted a meat suit because it wanted the human experience. So the second you find out a twin flame, it doesn't mean just drop the human experience and dive fully in on soul. That could even be dissonant energy. Which I know I'm gonna piss some people off saying this, but this is what I've felt from childhood, since I was a little girl. When I think back, what was a true desire I wanted as a kid? I wanted to experience true love. Now, for a long time, I viewed that outside of myself. Now, I believe it's both. You can have it on the outside and you can have it on the inside, but it has to focus on the inside before the outside. Okay? I'll stand on this shit. Needs to be focused on you before the outside, okay? Also, you can heal during a relationship. You don't need to be fully healed to be in a relationship, but you need to be ready to fight for a relationship. And that's not going to detriment you. That's what a lot of people don't get. You don't have to be healed for a relationship, but you need to be ready to fight for one. And you need to know what you want, and you need to be upfront with what you don't want. And it's not easy because a lot of people settle for easy. Which is why I am so hard in relationships, because I don't want something easy. I want something where we have to grow as people, not something toxic and we're fighting all the time. What I mean is, like, I want something safe, but I also want something where I can grow with them, and that is really hard to describe and really hard to find because too many fucking people want to move too fast. They want to touch your body, which, by the way, one sentence I've heard that will not leave my head: if they truly love you, truly, truly love you, they will be terrified to touch you. They will. Because, at least in a guy perspective, from what I've heard, guys who really care and respect a girl will be terrified to touch her. Because they don't want to hurt her. They will be scared to touch. They would be scared to make a move. They would not hurt you on purpose. And ever since I heard that, anyone who's too willing to touch me too fast has been kicked out of my sphere as fast as they were. As soon as they were allowed in, if they tried too fast, they're out. I don't settle anymore. I don't respect that behavior anymore. I respect none of that. The guy I most recently dated, never was my boyfriend, didn't label him that. He was too willing to touch me too fast. And I, being a little autistic girl, did not realize I was uncomfortable with it. Until bad shit happened. And really bad shit happened. Like, they did something atrocious. And horrible. Like, really, really bad. And I didn't realize what happened until like 2-3 weeks later. Because I'm autistic. And I take a while to process things. This is exactly why I have my 6-month rule. I have to know someone for 6 months before I will even fall in love with them. I was not falling in love with this guy. I wasn't even falling in limerence with this guy. I wasn't even lusting after him. I liked the attention. I liked the focus. The second he quit focusing on me, I lost interest. I sound like a toxic bitch. I sound like my ex, actually. I lost interest. I was done. He quit putting in energy and effort. I backed off. I didn't care. I didn't care to send a first text. I didn't care any about that, any of that. And then a few days later, like, I messaged him like, hey, do you want this back? Because, yeah, do you want this back? I don't want this. He goes, I don't know if you're not going to wear it. And I'm like, it's not an I don't know answer. Do you want it or do you not? And he was like, well, I'm not done talking to you. And I'm like, no, you... And I just responded with, you are? Clearly you're not. You're not putting effort to talk to me. You're not doing any of that. And I'm not either because I don't want it. Frankly, I just don't want it. You showed your true colors. I saw them and I left. When you see them, that's the thing. Another thing, by the way, for anyone here, when a guy sleeps with you, that is who they are. How they behave and treat you, that is who they are. Same with women. We show up how we are. We show who we are when we're in that act, okay? And that's a form of sexual intimacy. I view sex as a very intimate thing. I do not think it is just for fun and hookups and blah blah blah. You can do what you want with your meat suit. I don't. I have the body count I do because that is what feels right. It's 2, by the way. It's just definitely one of those things where it's like, don't. Also, body count does not determine someone's worth because you never know if someone in high school had a really depressed era where they just slept with everyone because they're trying to feel something, okay? People go through life experiences and we are not all going to have the same experience. Like, I would definitely say I definitely don't because, as I literally said, I'm a twin flame. You've heard my journey. You've heard my process. Which also over here, one thing I wanted to talk about was what it's like to have a dark night of the soul. It's not fun. It's not fun. You are tested to all hell, and I don't even know how to describe it. I will come back and describe it some other day if some people want to know, but honestly, it's really not important. You'll know when you're having it though, because everything starts going wrong in your life. A lot of really bad shit starts happening back to back to back to back. It is a tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. You'll feel like giving up. You'll probably give up temporarily, and then you'll come back in swinging strong. Everything works out how it's meant to. You literally do not have to worry. You're doing everything exactly and perfectly how the universe wants you to. And I will stand my ground, stand my money on this. You are doing everything exactly how you're meant to. You cannot fuck up your future. There is no such thing as a fuck up. Okay? I will stand on my money. There's no such thing as a fuck up. But anyway, so I have yet to tell any of my family members other than my sister and my brother, and they are keeping their mouths shut because I have to eventually approach my mother and tell my mother I am moving in with her mother. My mom is not going to be happy hearing this. I'm terrified to tell her, point blank, frankly. I'm terrified to tell her because she's not going to be happy hearing this. Her daughter is leaving her house to go move in with her mother. She's gonna call me non-independent, all this other stuff. Me and my grandma have talked it out. I'm basically going to have my own space. I'm basically gonna have my own mini apartment at the bottom floor of her house. Because she has microwave, coffee machine, all the fun stuff. She's like, you can make tea down there. She's like, she gave me the whole entire rundown, and I went, damn, girl. And she went, you are not expected to eat dinner with us. And I was like, okay, I mean, I probably want to though. She's like, that's fine, just let us know ahead of time. And she's like, even so, we'll leave leftovers. And she went, the only thing that grandpa asked you to do is to help chip in money for groceries. And I went, I don't mind, I'll be living there. It's only fair. She went, I don't want you paying rent. I want you to figure out what you need, figure out your space. We'll figure out your space. It'll take time, but we'll get it figured out. And that's another one of my huge things is patience and just working with the flow. Like, when I found that out, I was like, shit, I want to move fast. But that's because, he came back to work on the 15th. And the second I saw him, obviously I'm gonna be upfront. I did give him a hug. He did not give me a hug back. I immediately was like, really? Really? You went off. Didn't tell me why you went off. you kind of did, but you kind of didn't. And then you later on told me why. But, like, you know what? Fuck that. That's lying. Admitting the truth is lying. Point blank. Also, his I don't know hows, even though sometimes I know he wants to say yes, he doesn't know how to say it. So he said, I don't know. One thing I said today, and I'll stand on my money, is if it's an I don't know from somebody, it's a no. It's a no until it's a yes. If someone says, I don't know, take it as a no. Don't take it as a pending offer. No. Take it as a no. If they're not willing to say their yes proudly, they're not willing to say a no good. Just take it as a no. Everyone knows no is a complete sentence. Especially when it comes to consent. If you say no, it's a complete sentence. If they keep going, that is bad. Get away. Run. Don't be scared to hit someone. Run. No is a complete sentence. I'll stand on my fucking money with that. And I really wish I also came across this one video on YouTube where it talks about like things you need to understand before you sleep with a guy and just like about yourself as a woman. This one girl went full bodily autonomy. You are taught that your body is not yours and you need to understand it is. You have every single right to know what is going on with it, other things like that. She went, get tested sexually. Even if you're in a committed relationship, still get tested routinely. You never know if a yeast infection could happen and cause some shit or anything. Like, you never know. It doesn't always mean your partner went and cheated on each other, or you guys promised to only sleep with each other, and you are only sleeping with each other, and you're not cheating on each other. You should still get tested. And I was like, damn. She's like, take care of your sexual health. And I was like, damn, this girl cooking. I would look it up. Things you need to know. She's a very wonderful lady. But yeah. I definitely listened to that video, and it literally, I wish I came across it like 3 weeks ago, or a little sooner than that. Yeah, because it was like, yeah, it was beginning of July when this happened. I really wish I did, because I got very, 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 very maltreated in a physical relationship with the one I was trying to go out with, and did not realize what had happened until I like processed it and gave it time and went, I didn't consent to that, but I also didn't stop it, but also I didn't consent to that. I was in shock the whole time. Then it was over. Then I found out the information afterwards, so I really didn't consent to that. But yeah. That's over. I don't have to worry. They're not allowed near me again, which is also really funny. They completely went cold, like right after I did an egg cleanse and said to remove things from my life that aren't meant to be there. So I knew immediately that he was removed. I asked the universe, remove it, and then did an egg cleanse, and that shit was gone. Like, he switched up that day. And I was like, that's really conveniently timed, because I just did an egg cleanse to remove any negative karma energy from my life. And suddenly, you're acting weird. Rejection is protection. And the thing is, my rejection wound didn't act up like it normally would. Like, it didn't. It just didn't. Normally, if she would, she'd be like, oh, damn, oh, I want to be reached out to. Like, I kind of just went, oh, he's not texting? Okay, cool. Turned off my phone. Or I clicked on a different app. Like, I didn't fucking care. You show your intentions by your actions. Words mean nothing without a follow-up action. I mean, it's like everyone in this journey will hear from their person at some point. And their person will be like, all talk, no action. Then it's a no. If it's I don't know, it's a no. If they say something and they don't take action, they're just talking. It's just words. Energy is important, but it's just fucking words. Don't hold on to a few bits of words. Like, I heard that story, and that was one of my huge troubles. I was trying to get through hearing that and get over that. Because that was like me being tested. Like, will you hold on to something you know for sure? For sure. And the thing is, I am sure about it. I am sure that that love was deep. I am sure that that love is beautiful. And I am sure if it comes back, it's meant to be gorgeous. But what I'm not sure is he's willing to put in the fucking effort. You can believe it all you want. Doesn't always mean it's gonna happen. Rejection is protection. I believe it. I believe it. I believe he can work on himself. I don't fucking care now. He can work on himself. Is he doing it, though? I can't see. I don't care to see. Not my business. But anyway, I have actively been putting barriers and blockades and an energetic blockage within that connection without knowing it. Oh, see, my throat was trying to close up as I'm saying it too, so confirmation. Um, because I wasn't ready to leave. We worked together, and one of the reasons I actively stayed at that job, even though I kind of knew that time was up a little bit ago, is because he was there. Still is. I still had a little tether to his energy. And recently, when he moved in with the karmic, which I'm only giving them that label because it's easier, and also then it's just energy. Karmic energy. That's all it is, just karmic energy. Not really meat suit anything, but be honest in reality. Like, he moved in with another meat suit. He just wants to keep repeating cycles, and I'm done. I'm done repeating cycles. I don't want to do it. Not worth it. Not worth it. I mean, he said word for word, when he's ready, he'll come running. And I'm like, okay, cool. I ain't seen you run yet, so I ain't trusting that's a real thing. And even then, I don't know if I'll let him back in. It's up to you. A lot of people forget that. It is up to you. Like, one thing I heard from one person, I haven't seen them on my feed in fucking forever, but I specifically heard it from this one person when I found this one song because of him. It's a really good song too, but it is very, very gruesome, and it just talks about a girl being so in love with a guy she wants to get effed in the butt. It's in Spanish too. Or no, Italian, I think, because it's por favore. Very similar. You can tell a lot of the words. But anyway. Yeah, anyway. It's a good song. Definitely you're just like, okay, girl. But right around that time I came across a video on my feed, and it was the twin flame journey, and she explained that Divine Feminine has to detach. I really hate how fast my computer dies. Gaming laptops, y'all. Gaming laptops. Don't buy them. Just save it for a PC. Which I really do want a PC, but that's a lot of work, and I'm not dealing with that right now. I just got hit with like a hot shiver up my body, and I'm like, "Ooh, Phoenix energy, here we go. Whoa, Phoenix energy, here we go." As I said, my body talks to me. I will literally get hit with like random like woo, and it's kind of like I'm a flying bird. It's like the Phoenix is trying to fly out of me. Uh-huh. Oh my god, I'm getting rosier, like so much rosier. Oh my god, I just giggle at myself so hard. I really wish I put on shorts now. I have shorts too. Anyhow, um, but one of the things I wasn't willing to admit, and then after this conversation, and I still wasn't willing to admit, is that I knew my time at Sally's Savory Sandwiches is up. Like, it's done. Like, okay, I'm not supposed to just quit today. Okay, I can tell you that right now. Like, I'm not supposed to do that yet, because I'm a person who's very wonderful and tries to handle things very professionally, and that is exactly who I want to portray myself to be. I want to be professional. I want to be like kind and considerate. Like, I'm not a selfish fucking prick, okay? I'm not gonna just leave in a day. But I can put my 2 weeks in. Like, I can do other stuff. But also, when I put my 2 weeks in, I need to have my second job ready to go. Trust me, that is how it's supposed to go. And I know that's how it's supposed to go. Or I'm gonna work long enough, and I'm gonna take a break from working for a little bit, beginning the school year, get a job halfway through, up around where my grandma lives, and start working over there, because I'm doing online school this year, because I cannot go in person. And I'm contacting a professor to see if there is an option for me to do mostly online, and be like, hey, if there's like a really important day, I can come in person for that. But like, I am going to now be living 3 hours away from school due to a housing situation. But I can definitely still attend online. Like, I'm not missing this semester, but most of my classes have to be online this semester. Like, I can only attend online. So I'm gonna reach out to my professors tomorrow. Actually, later today, because it's Monday now. So they'll respond. And I'll be like, it's okay if you can't. Like, I can make coming in person work. Like, I'll figure out a way. But like, I cannot at the same time. I have to do hybrid. I don't know. It's one of those things where it'll be, I figure it out as I go because I'm not paying for parking either. Like, for some reason, when I did not pay for parking this year, it's like my body knew I was not going to be in person at that school this year until I graduate. Like, I'm not paying for parking though, which just makes me giggle because I'm just like, I literally was told the day of when the parking opened. But for some reason, my brain was like, I don't have enough money right now. I'll wait a little bit. But I'm like, girl, if you want the spot you want, you'd have to buy it now. But for some reason, I waited. And then I remembered it a little bit ago. And I was like, oh, I think parking open for everyone now. So for sure, I can't get that spot anymore. But I'm also just like, huh, why did I never buy a ticket? Why did I never buy a permit? Why did I not feel the need to ever go look at a permit? I'm very good about this stuff. But as I said, remember, rejection's protection. I literally rejected buying a permit. Maybe that's because I was protecting my wallet, or maybe that's because my higher self already knew I was not going to need to drive there anymore. I wasn't going to need to go to campus anymore. As of right now, plan-wise, I am planning on moving in October. It's either going to be right before TF's birthday or right after. I don't know. I mostly just use it as a timeline because it's easier. For me. I don't really care though. I mean, yeah, I think a part of me was like, damn, ouch, their birthday, but damn, ouch, their birthday. Like, reality speaking, they treated me like shit. It was not a good relationship. It had its good moments, and that's what it is. Toxic relationships have good moments too. That's why you stay. You think it can get better, and it just hasn't. And the thing is, it has gotten better with him, but it hasn't gotten good enough. And I'm not willing to stay and wait for something that isn't coming. And you shouldn't wait. That's exactly the thing. You don't wait. You do not wait when it comes to this. You do not wait for them. And by me actively staying at a job that I know has been de-aligned from me for a while, like, not that it's fully de-aligned, like, it's fine, but, like, I'm not getting good sleep. I'm not sleeping well. I'm very good about getting there, but I'm getting there consistently 5 minutes late. To be fair, though, that's because I know my manager gets there about 7 to 8 minutes late, so I'm consistently late because of that. So, yeah. um, like, they conditioned me. It's such a bad habit too. I normally am really good with timing. Sometimes I also have ADHD, so I'm low-key also really shit ass at timing. But like, I love getting up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, I do like my morning shifts. But I don't have the state or like the mental clarity to sleep early enough in the day because I want to get everything done. I'm also a night owl, so that's why I've kind of like considered. I'm like, maybe I should get one of those overnight jobs so I could balance that. Because if I did an overnight job and it only went to like 3 in the morning, say, come home, go to bed, I'd be attending all my classes from home. So since I'd be attending them from home, my classes start around noon. I could go back to bed till about 11, which if I get home 3 a.m., go to bed around 11, that's a good 7 hours, which is good for me. I need 7 hours. 7.5 hours is normally my average on vacations. Sometimes it can be longer. I've been sleeping longer. Oh, I meant to finish the protection thing. Basically, what's been happening though, and why I've been so out of alignment, is because I have to put a lot of energy into protecting myself. I have this very natural, I've literally, since childhood, I've built up this energy protection layer in my room. But to keep it sustained and to keep it surrounding me, I have to put energy into it, and it's gotten to the point where I've had to put so much energy into protecting myself that I have just been coming home, laying on my bed, and going to bed because I need to refuel my protection in my room, and I do that while I sleep. Because at night, I haven't been able to do it because I haven't been getting consistently good, healthy sleep, and when I don't get healthy sleep, I can't put the energy into the protection in my room I need because I need that energy to go to work and be protected the next day. It's a whole thing, and it is so convoluted and hard to describe for me. But it's basically I just need protection. Which sucks, but you know. But anyway, a huge thing with my grandmother's house is whenever I go up there, I get the best sleep of my life. And no, it's not just because I'm switching locations and eventually it would wear off. It's because her house is very safe energetically. Like the room I sleep in has so many fucking wind chimes. And they're very, very high vibrational. Like, they're very beautiful. They ward off, like, negative energy. They always have. I have thought for years, I'm like, I should have a wind chime in my room. And I never bought one. You wanna know why? Because I'm inheriting them from her. I already inherited 3. Haven't gotten them yet, but I'm gonna be living with her, so I'm gonna see if I can take them down to my room. Put them there. Because I'm gonna live downstairs. And one of the things we talked about is she's like, have to figure out the bed situation, my dresser situation, like how to fit things. But I'm like, girl, I have lived in a room cramped my whole life. If there's a will, there's a way. And there is a will, so there is a way. She also doesn't care if we paint the room. I can paint the room. So there's gonna be just a lot of preparation. I'm gonna be visiting her a lot too. Like, I know that, especially like since another thing that's really nice at my job is my availability. Like, I would have been very done with this job actually and quit if I didn't switch my availability when I did. I made it so I can only work from 4:30 in the morning to 11 a.m. I cannot get scheduled past 11 because when I'd have to stay till noon, those would be the shifts that kill me mentally. Like, I would come home and I'd be like, why am I alive right now? Why am I working something I hate so much? And so since I switched from that, now I've actually been better, but I'm weaning away from it. It's not that I need to leave right now. If I really needed to leave right now, I would know. No, I'm weaning away from it. I'm leaving it behind. Slowly but surely. Like, I am leaving it behind and I know it. I just know it. Now a part of me, like a very tiny part of me, whispers and goes, it's so you can come into alignment with your guy, TF, at some point, because as much as it sucks to admit, by being in the same workspace, he truly doesn't know what it's like to not have me. He only really got that when I went back to college, but I ended up just kind of half working college and then doing work at the same time. I like, instead of like fully just taking that break and going. So, so I've really just, I actually was talking with my sister and it came through, and I'll be upfront because obviously we're not doing lies here, we're just being upfront. That one of the reasons I need to leave is to bring it into alignment. But I didn't really focus on that part because, like, when I got like the little shiver, because basically I got like my shiver earlier, like I had something like this happen in front of my sister. I literally did it, and then I just like took my fingers and I did this, and I told her this list, and I told her what like a part of my soul journey was being sent to me in that moment. It went, move, get the fuck out of that house was the first thing on the list. Next thing was write, sing, stream. He will come back when he's meant to, and then it was other things. He was in there like once or twice, maybe. I don't really remember. Confirmation. Choking me out, bro. Anyway. But like the main thing on that list that came through is like write your fucking book. Which I've been wanting to. I've been getting back into writing. I've been listening to like Marinette Dupenchain. Marinette Dupenchain. Chang? Chen? What the fuck am I saying? Marinette and Adrian. Like Adrianette and like Lady Noir and Miri Chat and Ladrian, which is Ladybug and Adrian. That's like the worst one, and I'll stand on that because they're both idealizing each other. The best one is Miri Chat. Mari Chat. How the fuck do you say it? Marinette, so Mary Chat. Mary Chat? Mary Chat. Marinette. Mary Chat. Mary Chat. Mary Chat. Whatever. Mirror Chat, whatever the fuck it is the best one, and I will stand on my money because that's when they're both themselves. Like, Marinette doesn't stutter, she doesn't hide herself. Cat Noir doesn't, like, he is who he actually is because he has to, like, put on this facade. He's Adrian, he has to be this perfect little boy, and Cat Noir could just be a little messy guy. But yeah, that's my favorite one. When I was younger, it was Adrianette. But now I'm like, nah, it's definitely Cat Noir and, Marinette because he's helplessly in love with her. And he's a superhero, so he can hide it. But she's helplessly still in love with her guy, but, you know. I'm so excited for season 7 because I just know Mary Chat is gonna come back so hard. Marinette and Chat Noir are gonna come back so hard, and I'm so pumped for it. Oh my god. But like, see, like, I've been like getting callings, and I've been like hell, I want to do voice acting a little bit, but I don't know how or where I'm gonna start. But I know where I can go if I really want to start. I just haven't tried it yet. I know I can easily do some voices. I know I could easily do like some voice acting for characters because I have very fun little tones of voices. Like, we can kind of go for something here, like a little sweet, kind of just like a little bit like the protagonist, a little bit. You know, she gets kind of like quirky at night, all that fun stuff. We can also go for like more of a mother, like, oh, my dear child, why are we doing this right now? We could also go for kind of like mid-20s. I'm just kind of like figuring out life right now, you know? Like, it's just kind of figuring out. We can also go, I like, just like really sweet. We can go like really like young, like, hi. My name is like, my name is Marinette, and I like turtles, and I like seashells, and I like crayons, and I like them because they're colorful and because they're cute. Uh, I can just like play around with it where I want. I think I could do it pretty well if I tried hard enough. Um, but it's also just fun, like, for character creation. Like, I love my voices. I love my voices. Like, I know I can do Regatha pretty well. If I really want to lock in. Oh, Homni. Uh, 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 you have to find Kane so he can help us in this situation. But I kind of like only get like the Pomni like pretty well. I get that pretty okay. Pomni is kind of like sitting around like, uh, you threw me out of a moving truck. See, but you gotta get like more sweeter with it. You gotta be like, you threw me out of a moving truck. So like I can kind of get there a little bit. I'm a little messed up because I've seen all the voice acting of like Pomni, and like some of them just don't work at all, but it's just so good. Like I've been seeing this British one a lot, or like whatever her accent is, and it's so funny because I'm like, this is so not Pomni, but you've just taught me it to be Pomni. Um, Ribbit, I think I could do pretty well if I went into it like enough. What is it? It's like, have you ever ever regretted something? And then she kind of like actually kind of has my tone of voice, so if we lower it just a little bit here. Have you ever regretted something? Could kind of work for that one. Um Jax as like a transition Jax, I could probably do too. Some chicken fetus and an egg. I'm the funny one. Chicken fetus and an egg. That one would take some effort, but we'd figure it out. Kinger I cannot do. I have tried. I am not a kinger. Never meant to be kinger. Oh, Pomni. Like, I can kind of get there. I think I could do Bubble Bess. And the sexual appeal. My queen. That one was also interesting. See, but like, I've been interested for a little bit. Also, because I like want to get into singing again, which I do have one song. I have an audio recording actively. I have this recording of me proving I came up with it first. If anyone tries stealing my ideas, fuck, where'd my piece of paper go? Oh my god, wait. Okay, because it's kind of like the first beginning beat was kind of like, he's totally into you, but it's like not that song. So it's like, look into my eyes, I see the light, I see the darkness, I see the bright, I see a void trying to hide our pain. Okay, I came up with that on the spot there. Kind of liked that though, kind of fucked with that. Oh, there was one I remember. Let me go see if I can find it. I'm gonna just take it off the wall, but it's fine. I found it. I found it. Okay. I can sense it. We can sense it. We're both having sleepless nights, lost in the dream of our eyes, looking into one another's soul. I fucking love that song, by the way. And it comes back to me when I see it too. Because it's kind of based off of the like, I can sense it, we can sense it. Because it's like kind of like the a guy that I kind of be into. So it's kind of based off of that, but it's I can sense it. We can sense it. We're both having sleepless nights, lost in the dream of our eyes, looking into one another's soul. Please open that door. I'm still searching for the light that was once before. I can sense it again. See, like, I kind of like ball with it, but I kind of like also lose it. Um, Oh, this one was fun because I had this come to me at work. These came to me at work too. We were working together. I was really mad at him. So these songs came that way. But I'm 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 finally I'm finally gonna let it out, say the truth out loud because I know I'm not stupid, nor am I useless. I see it in your eyes. Every sigh, right? Every sigh. Is it sigh? What's it? Every single time I walk by. There it is. Every single time. Okay. I'm gonna let it out now. Say the truth out loud. Because I know I'm not stupid, nor am I useless. I see it in your eyes every single time I walk by. You're acting stupid. 'Cause I know that you felt the same, and I know that this wasn't always a game to you. Now I feel like I was played for a fool. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. Maybe we just sit on a stream and I go write music with me. But no. Anyway, for upcoming streams, ignore my stains. This shirt needs to get washed. I'm so annoyed with the fabric they use nowadays because, like, that was water. I swear to fucking God it was water. I don't know what else it could have been. Maybe it could have been butter. A little bit of butter. I could see it being butter. But still. Come on. Anyway. I hate fabric of today. Fast fashion has ruined sustainable quality clothes, which is kind of why I'm just switching over to wearing only Pop Flex. I fucking love Pop Flex. Oh my God. I'm gonna buy every single one of her, like, things I want. Because I'm, like, starting to, like, find my style, and I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to put money into a closet that I truly love and will wear for years versus not. And also, like, one thing I'm going to be doing soon, if anyone's like a medium to like a small to a large, I know, depends on the brand for me. I can fit anything if I really try. This is a medium because I was like, oh, well, I didn't really want the buttons like spread as far. So that's why I went with this one. But the small fit me better than the medium did. It's just the buttons didn't like stay like that. Because they never will, because if you have boobs, you know. But anyway, I am planning on selling my clothes, and by planning, I have bags and bags worth of stuff, and it's gonna be pretty cheap because I really don't need a lot of money back for it. I think depending on the brand and the item, I am gonna do like a cross comparison and price I probably paid, and then just half off that price. A lot of them are mostly just gonna be like I'd say $3-4, maybe. Maybe I'll just start with 7 and 8. If it's anything Shein, I'm generally debating if I just put it in the donation pile or throw it away. But, like, also, fast fashion doesn't need to be thrown. I wonder. Or maybe I go online and I buy that one bag where I, like, put a bunch of clothes in it. That's what I'll do. I'll sell everything, and I'll go online and I'll find that one bag of like the clothes that you're like, this is not even worth putting in a donation bin because it's gonna end up in the trash anywhere. And I can put it in that one bag and then send it to that one factory where they can actually determine if you can like recycle it or whatever. And then like the 10% that actually ends up being trash, I'm gonna do that. We're trying to be sustainable now. But yeah, it's definitely see, it's a lot. And things come to you as you go. Like I know, for example, there was one time what happened is I was watching YouTube and it was pretty recently. It was right before I had like these realizations, which by the way, I should say it now. I don't want my TF back. But we're at currently, I don't think he's getting better in life. Am I pushing that on him? No. I'm just completely detaching from it though, which is also another reason why I don't want to work there anymore. Because the main thing I worked there first. It was kind of like this thing for a while. I was like, it's my space. It was my space first. Like he invaded it first. He should be the one to leave. But it's kind of like that's kind of a competition thing. It's kind of like, you know what? It's not my space anymore. He, it's not. Like I feel safe there. I've met some really great people, and I will just keep talking to those people. Doesn't mean that that friendship has to end just because you know. But other than that, like it's done. Like I've been done for a while. But yeah. So my main thing is I just haven't told my mother yet because I know she's gonna be mad at me. She's gonna be like, "You're really moving in with my mom." I'm gonna be like, "Yep, I am." We talked it out. Probably gonna tell grandma. I'm gonna tell grandma that I'm paying rent at her place, and the bottom part of the area is kind of like its own mini apartment, but it's a house. And I was like, and I'd prefer not to apartment, and I would prefer not to lose my whole entire life savings, paying for an apartment. This way I can definitely store away money, and I can also get out of your guys' hair and like start growing up on my own because I cannot be in this house anymore. Because I personally am just feeling stagnatized by living with blank. Like we had the whole entire fight go down, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really see it getting better for me. I'm removing myself from the situation. And I'd be like, if you're willing to help, I'd love the help. If not, I can do it on my own. Guys, that makes me want to cry. Well, because of course, I'm gonna miss my family. Like, I love them and I've lived with them my whole life. But I also, like, I know I need to be out. Like, I know it's not aligned anymore. Living here has been causing me so much turmoil. And just to protect myself, I have to sleep away my days to keep the energy in my room protected because it has just been getting so much more dissonant here. Like, it's not good for me living here. It's really not at this point. I'm not doing better by being here. Which sucks though, is because I'm gonna see what she lets me take because I'm gonna want to take the curtains with me if I can. Like, this is like my room, you know? But also, like, if she really doesn't want me to, I won't. Like, I can go buy new ones. I mean, I have those shower curtains. I could use those as like curtains. See where my closet is? I wouldn't take down the rods though. I'd just go buy another one. Um, because putting that up sucked ass actually. But I would take like the shower curtains with me and just leave the closet door off, which she already would do that anyway. I'm also gonna see if I can take the closet insert out. Like, it's just a lot of like figuring it out as we go. But another thing is like in this house, I feel like I'm not allowed to be in spaces. Like, I'm not allowed to be in my kitchen anymore. Like, I can't go sit in my kitchen without feeling this dread and this horrible, gross, disgusting feeling. And I don't know how to describe it to y'all because it's just bad. It's so bad, so undescribable, so undesirable. Like, I cannot describe it. I truly cannot. um, because it's just it's out of alignment. It's not in my alignment anymore. I have known at some point I was going to not live here. And when I wrote in the Lionsgate portal, I did not realize Lionsgate was going to be like, oh yeah, we're making that happen fast. Um, personally, it is really fast for me. Like, I'm really nervous. This is a really new change for me. Like, I'm scared. But back to it, when my TF came back from being behind bars, and obviously I tried to give him a hug because, you know, that's magnetizing. Like, I didn't really think about it. I was just like, oh my God, I was so happy to see him and make sure he was okay. Because remember, I didn't know what was going on. And he responded like nothing. Like, it wasn't important, other things like that. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I remember just going and working on my stuff that day. And I did tell him I was moving because I was like, you know what? Whatever. Because 2 people are online, and I went, you cannot tell other people, and only 3 people at that place know so far. And if it gets out, I know who spilled the beans. Because I know damn well one of them will not talk because people don't talk to her. I'm the one who brings her the gossip at our workplace because no one tells her anything. And I'm like, I love working with you, baby girl. Why would they never talk to you? And TF, he doesn't really talk enough to bring it up, so I don't think he would mention it. Um, but also it's not set in stone yet, and I'm not holding on to it being set in stone, but I've had multiple conversations with my grandmama, like, it's happening, and I know it's happening, and we've already talked, and I'm seeing the dogs, I'm watching the dogs, like, I have this other medical stuff going on, like, I have a lot of stuff, and it's just like, it's time, you know? It's not meant to be a thing anymore. And my best friend, the main thing he said is, he's like, your delusion ship needs to no longer be delusional. And I was like, well, okay, he said something a lot worse, but that's how I translated it. And honestly, guys, Delulu is a Solulu, but you also need to determine if Delulu is the Solulu for your better judgment. I like to say Delulu is a Solulu when it comes to my money because I'm delusional. I think I have all the money in the world. I don't ever have to worry. I don't even look at my bank account. Like, I make all the money. I'm perfectly protected and safe. But like reality would disagree with that, but I believe it, and so it's true. Um, now I want to work back to it. So with manifestation, something someone has always said is manifestation is always instant. And I would like to say bull fucking shit. They're not wording it properly. Yes, they're right. Manifestation is instant when it comes to the energy, not the physical being. Some people get lucky when they do manifesting, and the person will align energetically perfectly, and divine timing will be on their side, and they'll get that text message in the middle of watching the manifestation video. Or sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it can take a few weeks. A few years? Not normally. Not normally. But it could, because divine timing works on its own timing. If you want to truly manifest something, my best advice is write it down and believe it when you energetically believe it. But also, do not attach a timeline to it. I have not attached timelines to any of my manifestations. And keep in mind, rejection is protection. Sometimes the universe will be like, that is not meant to be yours. Fuck no, we're not giving you that. And they'll make it clear that that is not meant for you. That is not the way you're meant to go. Like, one of the best things that has really helped change my mind when it comes to manifestation is when I'm manifesting, it's energy, not a physical thing. For example, I have money. Money is just energy. Money flows like water to me in anatomy. It's a perfect stream because when you spend money, you get money. That is how it works. That is the energy of money. You have to believe it. I literally bought me and my brother dinner tonight. I'm gonna get 250 extra bucks just for paying for that dinner. So I'm gonna actually make a profit of 210 bucks because I paid about 40 bucks for dinner. A little under that. I'll just do 40. About $215 profit because of that thought process. Because the money I spend gets doubled, tripled, and so on. Every single time I spend it, it is times that amount each time. It comes back to me, and it will come back to me, and it will come back to me when it's meant to. But one thing I always say is it will be there when I need it. It's always there when I need it. I will have my tuition paid off. I'll have other things done. I'll have other things handled. Like, it will be there when I need it. I am not worried. One bit at all. Because that is just what happens. That's what I need. Just the facts. But yeah, other than that, it's mostly that. So for example, if you want to manifest something, one thing I've been doing is I've been entering into this really calm energy, and then I will just write it out in a journal and thank the universe for already giving it to me. Like, for example, I have journals for separate things. Like, I have the journal for, like, the lion. Like, I specifically wrote about the Lionsgate in that journal, and then I went, here's what the Lionsgate portal is bringing me. And guess what? Everything on that list has come true. And one of those things on that list is my true love, perfect true love in this lifetime will show up. They haven't shown up yet, but they will. And I'm not worried. Like, the Lionsgate portal helped work in the way of, like, it set the intention for until the next Lionsgate's portal opens up. see, I'm having stupid acne. I had this happen this morning. It was itchy here this morning, and it's itching again. So I'm going to put an acne patch on it. I wonder why my acne is freaking out as much as she is. It's itchy acne, which is like pissing me off because this doesn't happen to me, or it hasn't happened to me in a hot minute, and it started happening again, and all my acne used to be really itchy. So I wonder if that's just another imbalance showing up on my face. Y'all can really see that. It's also really hard for me not to touch my face because I need to touch things, which is why I like try to touch everything but my face. But it gets touched, and also my hair needs to be washed, I think. I don't really know. I know I couldn't do my one shampoo because I had this and it was an open wound at the time. Now it's a closed wound. But it was an open wound at the time. And now it's closed. Which is another thing. Getting that burn, it happened the day after. I had less. Okay, it literally happened on August 8th, which remember he got booked the 7th. August 8th. I got this burn the next morning. Yeah, that doesn't feel like a coincidence. That feels like the universe trying to push me out because when things like this happen at work, I go, fuck, I shouldn't be working here. And I've had worse things happen more and more. I've been working. Like, I know I'm coming out of alignment with it because things are not working out like they used to for me. Well, they always work out in my favorite, but like, I dropped a whole entire tray of chocolate croissants. Everything just started falling out of my hands one shift. And I was like, I promise you, I don't drop things like this. Why? I was wide awake too. Pissed off. It was the day motherfucker came back too. So mad. It was pretty recent. I was not happy. And then I made more, and then they were crusty. And then I tried to make these one things, and they did not bake properly. Like, I was just so fucking mad. Oh, not fun. It was not fun. But yeah, that happened. This is my day off today, so that's why I stayed up. Which I know I didn't have to, but also, like, I have only been up since 7 p.m. So, we do the math. 12 minus 7. That's 5 hours? Mm-hmm. So I've officially been up 7 hours. Plus the 2. Wow, I've only been up 7 hours. You're kidding me. I'm catching up on a lot of sleep debt. We'll just go with that. I do need to find an acne patch, which I know where they are. I'm gonna put one on this little bitch. Sorry, I keep poking it. I should not be doing that, but whatever. We're gonna take my rag and we're just gonna just shit down. This is a clean rag. I purposely kept clean stuff not face down on the stuff when I put the rag down. I like how there's boop, boop. Another thing I'll say, I'm having troubles with my masculine side, but my feminine side she's vibes. Like, she's been pretty clear, she's been pretty nice. It's this side that keeps breaking out, which makes me really giggle because it's like showing an imbalance of masculine energy in me, which could be happening. I am balancing out my energy right now, but I do say because it's, okay, the thing is, I can't just leave my job in a day. Like, my intuition is still like, not yet, girl. It's not my ego either. I know. I can tell there's a difference between my ego and my intuition. It's like, not yet, girl. But it's getting close. It's getting real fucking close. It's been getting close. There have been days where I've nearly walked to the back when I'm putting in my 2 weeks right fucking now. But I cannot live in this house when I move out. When I quit that job. Like, I am going to have that room already painted at my grandma's place. I'm going to have other things done to that place. Like, I'm going to be getting ready to be done. If anyone sees this and has advice for skincare, please. I am looking into Anua and only Anua because I really want to do that brand because I have seen very reputable things and I think it will work very well for my skin. I have a mixed skin tone, very dry nose during the winter. Very still dry during the year too. Pretty dry nose. Oily cheeks. Cheeks are oily, forehead's oily. Everything else is pretty much on the dry spectrum. So if that helps, hope it does. Um, but I have combination skin and it sucks. But whatever. Whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's definitely just that. Um, I know where I'm meant to be. I know what I'm meant to do, like soul wise. Like one of the reasons why it's been so hard to clean my room is because I've never truly been meant to unpack this room. Because my room is always just in a way kind of packed. Like everything under my bed right now, I'm gonna have to pull it out tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go through it, like fully go through it and go, do I want to bring this with? Because if I don't, I'm getting rid of it. And that's a really hard thing for me to say. But if I don't want it, I'm getting rid of it. Like I am not keeping it. I'm not keeping shit I don't need anymore. I will say I'm keeping my dream catchers though. Oh, I get to go live with dream catchers. I'm excited. That'd be nice. I also think, yeah, my grandparents' living room, I could probably fit my chair. I think they'd let me. My circle chair for my best friend. Or I could put that in the basement, which is where I'll be living. So I could like maybe that's what I do. But that's a problem. My desk is also my streaming zone. I'm gonna stream from my room. I will figure it out. We will figure it out. I gotta take measurements of everything tomorrow though. But yeah, other than that, everything's working out how it's meant to. I'm really not worried. I'm going back to school and it will be balanceable with my work because remember, as I said, I only work till 11. And I have school at noon. So, and I don't do in person anymore. Which I do need to reach out to my professors and be like, hey, I know I'm assigned for hybrid, but I've had some housing situations go down, and there's no way I'm going to be able to make a 3 hour drive every single day of the week. Like, could we maybe have me join once a class, or could I do online? Is there any possibility I'd be able to be fully hybrid in the way of like, I'm fully online? It's okay if there's not, we can find a solution. I promise you, I'm not trying to like evade this class. I just, safety issues. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it's gonna work out. I believe it's gonna work out. Write it in that journal. But yeah, my main thing, final thing with manifestation is manifesting is always instant when it comes to the energy. When you manifest, you're manifesting from the energy of already having it, and then you detach from it. You manifest it, you think you have it, you believe you have it, quit thinking about it, go do something else. That's why everyone always says it's always instant, and then you'll get that text an hour or two later. But technically, you wanted it during the video, you know? It's the energy. The energy works. And yeah, I mean, that's how I manifested the house situation. But I think this was always going to happen, even if I manifested it or not. I think I just had to start coming to the conclusion in my 3D mind that I don't want to be here anymore. Because I was just a long thing for a while is when I would get in fights with my mom would be like, well, then move out. And personally, now that I'm looking back at it, I'm thinking that was the universe starting to be like, we want you out. Move out. But then I'd be like, I can't afford it. And so it was like, okay, perfect. You gave us your reasoning why you aren't. Let's find a way that we can make it work. And so I'm helping my grandmother by moving in. And honestly, I think it's better because I do have my grandpa is starting to get dementia. And also, I worked with psychology and I paid attention to a lot of things like that. And that is honestly something I was looking into a little bit, working with patients with memory loss, things like that. But since I am a psych major, I definitely understand this, and it's definitely good for me to be moving in there. Um, I also get to live with my puppies again. I don't have dogs and Sprinkles, my little tortoise. He can come with. Well, he would come with. He's not staying here. But he would come with too. And it would just be one of those things where it's like everyone's just kind of like living together now. But yeah, I think it would be very well balanced. And then I get to like live with my dog before she dies, because she was my baby. And then she got moved out of the house and she moved with my grandma. And I've always been dreading like getting to see her maybe 6, 8 more times before she died. Because she's old. She's got a few more years in her. Like I'm gonna probably be pregnant by the time that girl starts going out. But I get to be with her, which is the main thing. Because she's my puppy. She's my girl. And as much as it's hard to admit, I've low-key missed that dog. Like a lot. Because I like she's here in phantom forms sometimes. Or energetically, because she would sleep in my bed with me. But yeah. I know that dog loves me unconditionally. I know my puppies love me unconditionally. And there's also a cat, so I get to live with cat and dog, and I'm so excited for that. But yeah, I guess this is your sign to trust your gut and also be okay with the process. The universe put you in a meat suit. You're in a meat suit. You're in the 3D human form. A part of the human life is that everything is not always instant. Everything comes with time and patience and learning. Like, when it came to me and my TS journey, or TF journey, it took time and patience. Like, that cycle didn't completely close out until last month. Which, it's literally August 17th. It's been 17 days. Oh, now, what's the math? 20 days. It's been 20 days. Technically 21, because it was 31st. So, 21 days. 21's the world card. Guys, 21 is the world card in tarot, which represents the ending of a cycle. So you can come to a new beginning. That is not a coincidence. Anyway, but it literally has been 21 days. It's over. I'm perfectly fine with it. And I think one of the things that really made me end up confronting this fully and making sure to like cut off this end is because Kelly's one video, while I won't say it triggered me, I would say it definitely was frustrating hearing it a little bit. But I paid attention. Like, I really did. I really did hear it. And it lived in my brain a little back free. And I was like, I'm not waiting for him. Is this what this is? And in some way, it can be viewed that way. And since it can be viewed that way, I might as well remove it. I'm not waiting on him. Y'all, bitch is literally a criminal. Think reality terms. My life would be pretty hard. Now, I'm willing to fight that if he's willing to. But that's... no. 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 But yeah. So, that's that. Everything works out exactly how it's meant to. Truly, truly, truly believe it. Truly, truly, truly believe it. Everything works out how it's meant to. I'm not worried. But yeah. That's the end. I am ready for my new chapter. For anyone who hasn't noticed, I am already starting to pack. I'm doing it slowly but surely. I put my teas away because I think when I go visit my grandmother, I'm gonna just bring all my tea stuff up then, so it's up and out of the way because it is fragile as fuck, and then I don't have to worry about crushing it in my car when I eventually make that move and all that other stuff. Like, I'm ready. And I think that's exactly what's happening now because I'm finally ready. There's no open doors, there's no open strings, there's nothing holding me here anymore. After that conversation with him in person, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it was just me making sure that my brain didn't have anything else to hold on to. Even the shoulder tap thing. Cool. If it's meant to come back, it will. It's just a story. It's just a little spiritual event that happened, but other than that, it's just a story. I don't need to hold on to anything. If something's meant to be mine, it will come back to me. Literally. You only know you love her when you let her go. You only miss the sun when it starts to snow. You only know you love her when you let her go. And he hasn't let me go. So, time to learn what it's like. Anyway, yeah, it's really not important. And no, I'm not doing this move for him. Not once has it been that. At first, I was questioning for a bit, like, am I just trying to do this to get back in alignment? No, I'm not. I am very much not. I never have had that focus on him in that aspect. That conversation happened to end the cycle. It is over. It has been over, and I will promise you, it has been over for a hot minute. It was the universe proving to me in the 3D that this shit was over. Because I was done with it. I've been done with it. I have not wanted it. And so it's done. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. I believe I'm going to stream tomorrow, hopefully. I think I'm gonna go to bed or go write something or go do something. I am still a little bit awake, but I am pretty tired because it does take some energy to like be this vulnerable, be this open. But other than that, as always, I love and adore you all so very much. And thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I really hope you did learn something. And please, 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 please ask questions in the comments. Please ask anything. I am always willing to answer in another video. I would love to, because I'm gonna be honest, there is no such thing as a wrong answer. Not truly. And there's no such thing as a bad question. Not truly. But if the question seems to be too focused on the person, I will help you redirect. Because I had to learn redirection and discernment. Discernment is such an integral part of life. And I have discerned that I know what I want now. I know what I need to do, but that it's going to happen as it's meant to. If I try to rush this move, I'm going to cause a lot more stress onto myself than just letting it be. Because if I let it be, I can go spend time with my grandma. They can go on their trip. During their trip, I can start clearing out the room. I can start preparing it. I can start noticing like how I'm going to fit things. I can start coming home and really talking to myself about what's important to me. But also another thing is, I feel like she wouldn't fight me if I wanted to have furniture in other places in the house. Like, I feel if I'm like, hey, would you mind having this here? And we can talk it out. Like, she wants the bottom area to be my area, then I bet you she wouldn't mind if I brought a chair that I can sit on in the living room down there. It's very cold in the basement too, which is really awesome because I need cold temperatures to sleep. And it's real fucking cold. It's so nice down there. But she said she would prefer me to do that room, and then she's like, we can also get wood flooring in there. And I'm like, personally, I'm fine with the nasty ass carpet, and I'm gonna put a rug on top of that carpet anyway, but like, I'm perfectly fine with that because I need the sound insulation. And she was like, and also I like that room for you because that room was built with more walling, so you get a lot more privacy. But yeah, other than that, it's my space. I'll make it work. It will work out exactly how it's meant to. And I'm really not worried. I also know damn well I have had to work in small spaces my whole life. I know how to fit a shit ton of shit in one room. And I will make it work. Because I am me. I always make it work. The only thing that's gonna suck is I'm gonna lose out on my one socket that has like the plug-ins in the wall. So I have to buy all blocks again. Sucky, but that's fine. It's a process. Oh, 2:22 a.m. Also, I did see 222 on the live time, but I kind of didn't really adjust it. That one felt right though. I also looked at it at 2:17, which that also felt kind of right. But in 123, I've seen a lot of numbers. Numbers call to me very heavily, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm just like, discernment wise, is it really that important? I've also seen a lot of 4-3-2-1s, like counting downs, counting up, counting down. Like it's been a cycle. It's been working on it. But yeah, other than that, y'all, we're getting there. We're figuring it out. Everything works out how it's meant to. Also, I do feel like the universe has been trying to warn me for a while that I would eventually end up at my grandma's house because my car is her car and it's still under her name and the tabs still are mailed to her house. Like everything's still mailed to her when it comes to the car. She actively also has been buying my tabs and not telling me. Like I literally asked her, I'm like, hey, how would I buy my tabs? She was like, I already did it. And I'm like, girl, it's not your job. She's like, it's my car, actually. It is my job. And I'm like, that girl just wants to provide for me. And I love her so much, but she doesn't have to. But one of our huge conversations is she went and she straight up went, she's like, you're older now. You need your own space. And she went, I would love to have you to have company, but I also would love to have you because I know I would give you the space you need. Like the basement would be yours. Your area. Like obviously, you know, we have our office down there, but like other than that, you would have your room down there. You'd have spaces to be if you needed to be left alone. You let us know. Like you would have your spot in your space, and we would have other options you can leave the house in. But she's like, I basically want you to kind of treat it like a mini apartment. Like the bathroom, while it would still be shared, it would still be her. Like it would still be mine, my bathroom, because there's a bathroom down there, and I really like that bathroom, and I'm totally fine with that, and I would totally help clean everything up, and it's just one of those things where it's like, you know what? Yeah, for real, for real. also when she's like, and things in there, she's like, I can also sell them too. And I'm like, damn, her and I are both going through purges right now. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it takes time, but it's working. And like, I have some things I literally bought so I could keep around for my baby brother, and I won't be bringing those with. I'll leave that bin with the baby stuff in my room when I go, because my mom is going to turn this into a scrapbooking room. I already know that, without a doubt. The rooms are gonna probably not get painted. The room is probably not gonna get painted. Just gonna hopefully see if I don't take the curtains with me, but I am going to ask if I can, because low-key I want to. But also, if I have to buy new ones, I have to buy new ones, you know? Bro, my toes are so fucking. I want my toenails to morph onto my normal fingernails because my toenails are so much thicker. So much thicker. And it's so annoying because I literally have broken nail clippers trying to chop them off. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just really wanted to let that out because it's a process. Like, it's just, it feels right though. It really does. And I definitely am very grateful to have this presented to me. But one of the huge reasons why it manifested is because I was manifesting the energy of it. I was not manifesting a face, I was not manifesting an exact look. I was manifesting the energy, which meant the universe could give it to me in whatever way. Which is why, for example, I was given more than one housing option. With my dad moving out into a house of his own, I could move in with him. But very quickly he became very bigoted, and I was like, I don't think that would be a very smart idea, actually. Um, and then grandma's house became an option, and I realized that, and I was like, no, I would love to. I would love to go help them. I've also this whole entire year, I've been working on my interpersonal relationships with family again because I've been so disconnected from everyone. So I made sure to actually reach out to all my grandparents I hadn't seen in a while. I went and saw them. I went and spent time with them, and I really love all of my family so much. Like, I've been making sure on keeping those interpersonal relationships though, because I realized I'm like, I need to feed this. And like, my grandma actually said, she's like, well, do they reach out to you first? And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but like, I'm gonna take accountability. I'm the younger one. For all I know, they think I'm busy. And you know what? That's fine. It doesn't mean they don't love me. It's fine. I can reach out first. It's not gonna hurt anything. I don't really view a need to. And the thing is, if it feels like chasing, like you have to chase that person to spend time with you, then yeah, I wouldn't reach out first. But like, this is just like genuine, like equal give and take in a relationship. Because when I go see them, they pay for my shit when I go with. Like, they don't let me buy anything. Like, it pays itself off in its own way. But even so, it's like, or they cook for me or something. Like, it adds up, and I'm fine. But it was very lovely, and I'm just so fucking grateful for everything. And I really wish I could express with like genuine words just how grateful I am. I am so lucky to be at where I'm at, and I'm so lucky to have what I have, and I do not take it for granted. I do not want to ever come off as taking it for granted. Like, anyone here watching this, when you see this, this is a timeless message, by the way. Um, I'm so grateful you're here. It does mean the world. But I'm just grateful I get to be here and spread my light and talk and like be myself. Like, I'm going through a glow up right now. Like, I am actively like really starting to become my own and like really start to know my style, and like I'm confronting myself on certain clothing items I have, and I'm going, do I have enough photos in them that I'm like, you know what? Get rid of it. Like, I have these tops I really don't want to get rid of, but I think I'm gonna get rid of two of them and keep the green one. No, I'm gonna get rid of. See, it's a struggle. And I don't know if it's because I'm trying to hold on to my past self or because I just really love those tops. I really love those tops. Guys, I fucking love those tops. I love those tops, okay? They're. I love those tops. But, like, also, I know they would sell pretty good if I wanted to sell them. And I know someone else would definitely have a lot of lovely times with them. Like, I'm switching over to wearing cami tops again. Like, I like this because of the lace. The lace makes me feel, like, pretty, and it makes me feel like, I'm just figuring out my style again. I'm also getting rid of a lot of my pajama pants. Like, there's just a lot right now. It's all in a donation bag. Well, it's all in a bag that I get to go through because I'm taking pictures of everything and I'm selling it. And if it doesn't sell before I move out, everything in that bag, I'm gonna buy that one company bag. I'm gonna dump it all in that one bag. send it to that company, and then whatever else I can't will go to no. Or like the items I'm like, okay, do I send this just to the company to like whatever? It's all gonna pay itself off. I'm not worried. It's gonna work out. I'm not worried. Tomorrow I was taking pictures and getting everything listed though on that selling site. I'm starting off with Depop since I've seen ads about it. Might as well. It says seller covers shipping, not seller covers shipping. Buyer covers shipping. As long as I don't have to cover shipping and they're paying for the shipping, I will do what I needed to do. Though I don't know how it adds up because I don't have any packaging to like package them in and like put the label on and send them off. So I'd have to pick that up. So there is still expenses that would have to be made. So I still have to count that in. But honestly, it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna ballpark everything $10. We'll see. A lot of these clothes are very good quality and have not been worn a lot. So that's my main thing. But if it's also like, I'm just gonna, we're gonna throw it, Like some of these pants I wore once, twice. Then I realized my ass is just too good. I'm very blessed in the genetics department. I have an hourglass figure. Well, more pear, but pretty hourglass at the same time. It really depends what I'm choosing to wear, how it looks, but it is more hourglass. But yeah. Jean shopping is a fucking whore, by the way. I hate it. I hate trying to jean shop. It's hard. I literally went to Target and I went to the same exact pair of pants I have. I checked the fucking tag of the pants I was wearing, got the exact sizing, and it did not fit because of the flat ass pandemic right now. So they're making them not have room at all. And I tried different sizes and they were too big. And I'm like, guys, I have an ass and I have a tiny fucking waist. Can we make pants that aren't for flat butt people? Flat butt people can also wear pants that aren't tight as fuck to their ass. And what's going on with Hollywood too is actually traumatizing and scary because like I know a lot of people with EDs who are getting triggered as fuck because of all the skeletons we have. Like Jenna Ortega, baby girl, are you okay? We already know the Ariana stuff. Ariana, I hope, is getting help. But like, it's just so bad. The Ozempic or whatever the fuck is going on in Hollywood is so bad. Like, this is why I won't do that stuff. I refuse to because eventually my body type is gonna go back to being the standard because we're gonna run away from Ozempic because there's gonna be people fucking dying from it at some point. It's gonna start happening. There's gonna be more deaths because people are not taking care of themselves properly, and then people are gonna go, oh shit, we need to go on like, because it literally is a trend. It's a scale. Back in the day, back in the 2000s, it was like really skinny girl, which we're back at right now because that's what is really hard to sustain because that's what our food is like. It's eventually going to go back up to people who like got curves, fat butts, fat boobs, like all the good stuff. Anyway, it's all just a scale. Also, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I know a lot of guys don't believe this because like conventional attractiveness, like, especially when it comes to women, like guys don't believe women are into guys that aren't muscular. I don't care. I think my thing is I care more about a mind and a soul. And I also will get bored of someone if I'm with someone who's not multifaceted. And I hate saying it because it sounds red flaggy, but I looked into it. It's just a Gemini thing. We fall in love with a mind. We fall in love with who we believe they are on the inside, in their heart and their mind. And that is exactly why it was so hard for me to let go of TF, because TF was the most entertaining bitch I've known. Now I just kind of view them as a boring ass person, and I don't think they're gonna do well in life. I sound really bitter, but just off of how they've behaved, I just don't think they're gonna do well in life. It really sucks to see someone stay so stuck in life, but you know what? I'm divinely protected from bullshit. So, yeah. Anywho, by the way, the journey is about you. And I will state that again and again until people believe me. It's all about you. I already got my cake, and I'm currently working on putting some roses and some like icing florets on there. Because I'm still building up that cake right now, and then I can top it off with glitter when I finish my move. But that cake is always able to be improved as we keep going. I can add another tier of personality, whatever. Hell, I should draw this fucking cake. I could make cake tiers, like for the streaming and stuff. Oh, ooh. Uniquelings is so interesting because it's like it's just a concept of like a bunch of things smashed together. Like little marshmallow characters, but like ducklings. It's so hard to describe, but when I find how to draw a uniqueling, you'll understand. You'll get it. You'll know. But it can also be so customizable too. Like it's just you're a little uniqueling. You're my little uniqueling. But my lovelies, I love you so 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 much. Thank you for coming. I did talk a little bit longer there, but I am officially getting off. Um, I really do love you so very much though. Wow. Um, and we'll talk as soon as I can stream again. And I hope to see you next time. If not, I hope you join another video and come watch at some point. Okay. Bye.